Hello, guys. Welcome to the match four of Falcons Trophy Premier Edition. The game is
Hello
between
guys, welcome to
Bangladesh Legends
the
and
match
Kuwait
four
Swedish.
of Falcons Trophy Premier
So the
Edition. The
openers
game
are
is between
Pius
Bangladesh
Hussain
Legends
and
and
Nadim Mia for Bangladesh Legends. They both have played two games so far. Pius Hussain have scored 12 runs, whereas Nadim Mia was able to score only 9 runs in the two games they have played. So we might be expecting a great opening from them. It's not been good so far for Bangladesh Legends. So, and also with the win predictor, if you see, it is very much favoring Kuwait Swedish. So in order to change that, what we saw in the previous games where power play scoring in the power play was very less, which uh, made the target to be very low. That is the main reason for teams not winning the game. So we should be looking at a different mindset here. They should try to utilize the power play very well, try to score a lot of runs. Instead of going for risky shots, they should try playing between the gaps, scoring runs, and that will be off to a great start and helping them put up a great target. There we go. That's a great shot from Pius. That's gone all the way to six.
Yeah, not the best start from Ilias. Obviously, being one of their key bowlers, left-arm pacer, you would expect him to give a slightly better start to the team. But unfortunately, it just looks like he's been struggling to find his line a little bit. Almost, all the balls he's trying to bowl, it's on the midland leg stump, which is obviously not something that you want to do against somebody like Pierce, who does he does enjoy playing on the leg side. Obviously the first ball was not bad, but the second two balls were wide, and then obviously he tried to compensate, bowled really full, ended up being too easy for Pius, and he punished him really well with a positive leg glance, and then ends up leaving the next ball. So this is the line that Ilias probably should be looking at bowling consistently outside off stump, and obviously that gives him a better chance of maybe troubling the batsman a little bit. Obviously, we also you need to talk about the two batsmen, like you said, Pius and Nadeem haven't really gotten off to the best start in the competition. Um, what are your thoughts on the innings? How much do you think they're going to be able to score in this innings? It's a bright, sunny day in Kuwait. Obviously, really good conditions for cricket, good weather as well. It does look like it's going to be a very nice day of cricket today, don't you think, Ritesh?
Yeah, definitely. In the previous games, when we saw when it's going towards the end of the day, during night, in the evening, the ball is not staying high, it's staying low. It has been difficult for batters to judge the ball. Whereas at this point of time during the day, it looks really nice to bat on. There's a good bounce on the ball. It's easy to judge. So I would say it'll be a great advantage for batters more than bowlers. So they should be utilizing it very well. And not to mention that they have Kuwait Swedish have got even better bowlers to come up. So is there a wicket? There we go.
Yeah.
That's the first wicket of the game.
So breakthrough and Nadeem goes out on a golden duck. Again, it's very disappointing from Nadeem. He hasn't really gotten any positive results so far in the competition, and to get out in the first over of this match as well, I'm sure he's going to be very disappointed. Obviously, we know Nadeem's the kind of player who, if he gets going, he has the capability of scoring big. Everybody was expecting him to take his time, to get used to the conditions. A really good ball, to be fair. A lot of shape back into the batsman, and Nadeem just did not pick up the line at all. Ended up, playing the ball outside off stump, and ends up, crashing into middle and off. So, not the best start for the Bangladesh Legends. 9 for 1 with the ball to go in the first over. Rahman is the new batsman, and is there anything that you would like to tell us about Rahman Kritesh?
Yeah, the new batsman Strickman. Obviously, he's not a well experienced batter. He has played only 27 games. He's averaging about 17 runs, but interesting fact about him is that he has scored 62 runs in a game, which is the highest for him. So we should be expecting similar performance today. That might help Bangladesh batsmen really.
Yeah, again, Abdul Rahman, like we saw yesterday with Izan, is a youngster, is a under 18s player, and he does have a good amount of experience for somebody of his age category. He does have 250s as well, so very capable batsman, very stylish player from what we've seen before. Immediately getting some movement again. Ilyas maybe just feathering the pads as it goes down like side. So again, a pretty good comeback from Ilyas after bowling a bit wavered in those first few balls and then getting hit for the six. But if you are Abdul Rahman, you just want to take your time, get used to the conditions, and we've seen this time and time again. People losing wickets very easily in the power play, and that's costed their team a lot of runs towards the end of the innings. I think the important point for Bangladesh now is to make sure that they don't lose any more wickets. I would presume, you're looking at a target at maybe about 140 now. Kritesh, do you think?
Yeah, I think 140 is somewhere what Bangladesh should be aiming for at this point. And as we mentioned, if Rahman stays, he's even though he's not an experienced batter, he is quite capable of it. And also to say that we have seen yesterday there was a 16-year-old coming in and playing very positively. This Rahman, he's 17 years old. I think this league is doing a lot of things to encourage the youngsters, bring up and play, giving them the chance to play with experienced batters, helping them build a career in this particular sport. It's really great to watch.
Yeah, definitely, Kritesh. I agree with you on that. I'm sure it's going to be something that's exciting for the cricket in Kuwait. It's no ball in his first ball for Abdul. Not the ideal start if you trying to get into your stride. You want to make sure that your run up is marked properly, and especially considering you're going to be bowling to Pierce now. Piyush Hussain, 74 games, like you mentioned, Kritesh. His highest score is 152 runs. So, very good technical batsman, a lot of experience. There are 400s across his career in Kuwait and 14 50s. He does like, going big. He scores a lot of his runs in boundaries, as we mentioned earlier on as well. So, he's trying to unsettle the bowler. A bit of a slingy action for Abdul here, but ends up, recovering well, not going for any runs in that no ball. So he ends up getting away with it.
So definitely that's a great bowling from Abdul, even though his first ball did not work out very well for him. The comeback for the no ball, and even though Piyush tried to play mind games before the game run up, he came back and he bowled a great ball, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the best way to respond when you make a mistake. Try to make sure your line and length is correct. They have a slip in. Haven't really seen a lot of movement yet from Pius, but again, balls on the
There we go,
leg
another
side,
boundary.
and it's another six by the looks of it from Pius. Almost, carbon copy shot from that first over, where the ball was, targeted towards his legs, and he just flicked the ball. There's no real power in it, but he just times it perfectly and ends up getting 6 runs. So, second maximum of the innings for Pius, and I think probably since Kadir Wali a few days ago, this is the most intent we have seen from a opening batsman. Do you agree, Kritesh?
Yeah, in the last few games, we haven't seen a great intent from the openers except for Kader Wali. The power play has been really low scoring in the last two, 3 games, I would say. So I think there might be a different game today. As you mentioned, scoring a lot of runs in power play is what we needed here, and Pierce is doing it right very well.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
also with the bowling length, we saw it, the batters have been struggling if the ball was bowled on the offside. But whereas if you bowl towards his leg, then definitely it's going for a bigger shots. So that is what, if you're a bowler, you have to keep in mind.
Yeah. Again, considering the difference in quality between the two batsmen, Kritesh, from now on, how much do you think either of these batsmen are in for?
So Pius, I think he's the man who's going to be scoring a lot of runs. I think he might be in for 30 plus runs from now.
Yeah.
Easily 30 runs he's capable, I would say. But with Rahman, he has not faced a lot of balls. He's faced only one ball, and he is an youngster with not a lot of experience. So I'm thinking he might be in for 20 runs.
Yeah, I think a little bit less maybe considering he is going against two really quick bowlers in Abdul
Yeah.
and sorry, I forgot the name of the other bowler, but
Elias.
Ilyas it was, yes, correct. So when you do face like that much pace at a very young age, it can be a bit difficult. It can be a bit overwhelming, a bit daunting. So we just have to wait and see how he goes about the game today.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. There we go. After the first no ball and a good recovery, again he gave a loose ball. We'll see if he's able to put pressure on Bregman. There we go. That's a great bowling. Well placed shot that finds way to the boundary. No, there's a fielder there, saved it.
Good fielding so
Good
far
fielding.
today. They run a couple of runs, which is very good, very positive to see. Obviously, pretty like fit young batsmen in the middle now, so you will see a lot of ones and twos.
Yeah.
Every time they find a gap, they're going to try to push for that second run. Good start so far.
That's
For
definitely a great batting from Rahman. Good place, good timing of shot. Looks very positive. So
I think
I
that's
think,
another
yeah,
thing that we haven't really seen quite a lot, like people taking their time and playing grounded shots. We saw Rijal do that yesterday.
yeah.
He played a very sensible innings, made sure that he didn't take any unnecessary aggressive risks. So I think it's always smart when you come into bat, and especially when you're playing pace. Right, oh, it's a
That's a great
really
bowling.
good ball. I mean, it's just fizzed through and beats Rahman. Rahman all He ends up on the floor, but lucky to get away with it in the end. 19 for one after the 2 overs. And you have to think that there is something in this pitch for the bowlers. We did see a couple of balls in the first over from Ilyas as well, moving a little bit more than what we thought it would. I think it might just be because of the conditions, earlier in the day, maybe a little bit more of a breeze across the ground, assisting the bowlers. But it's a good wicket. Does it look like a good wicket to bat on, Kritesh?
Yeah, so far it looks good for batting as well as the ball has got movement, as you mentioned, Gokul. That is what making batters a bit tricky to bat on. But whereas the bounce is really good, it looks hard, pitch looks hard. So I, I think even the outfield is looking a bit faster today. It's a little quicker than what we would see in the evening games.
Definitely, I
I
think
think.
it might just be because of the sun. Obviously, the ground's a bit warmer, a bit harder,
Yeah.
less moisture in there. So, again, it just looks like it's going to be an interesting game today. Obviously, for all of those watching now, this is the Falcons Champions Trophy Premier League um, from Kuwait. The cricket's basically, you know, every day. So if you guys would like to, join in and watch some more Falcons Championships with us, you can also click on the link in the chat box, the pinned comment, and it'll take you to the cricketlaunch.tv website where you'll be able to, watch the
There
game
we go.
live.
Another
And
interesting shot. You don't want to miss this action. Please feel free to click on the link and join us for this action.
Piyush steps down the track, takes Ilyas on. It's a little bit of a shorter length delivery from Ilyas, and Piyush read it really early on, made the charge down the track, and ends up taking him over the infield for four. Probably the longest boundary in the ground, so ends up not getting a six. It's a couple of bounces and goes for four. You wouldn't really mind that now, would you, Kritesh, if you are the Bangladesh legends?
I would be definitely happy if it was a Bangladesh Legends. It's a good start so far to the innings. There was an unfortunate wicket early on, whereas they had a good recovery from that. And Pius looks really positive. There we go, another shot, but oh, that's a no ball again.
Yeah,
It's a no ball again from Ilyas.
both the bowlers
So
have struggled a bit, both with their line and their foot placement. I think they need to take the time, get resettled. Because the last thing you want is to give away extras. We've seen how important extras have been, over the last couple of games. The last thing you want now is to get hit for another boundary, and all of a sudden you're looking at a very expensive over. The most important thing now is probably to make sure that you don't give away any extra runs in this ball, similar to what happened in the last over.
yeah, that's what you need from a bowler. A good recovery after a bad ball.
Ends up
That's a
hitting the
good,
deck a little bit harder than the previous ball, and ends up,
yeah.
almost confusing Pierce. He wanted to do a lot. He was moving around in the wicket, trying to again confuse the bowler. He's done that a couple of times. Even for the previous no ball, he ended up covering his off stump and trying to basically force the bowler into bowling full. But fair play to Elias. He's bowled short there, bowled at good pace, and even though Pierce swung wildly, he didn't make any connection. So. Um, you want to make sure that you don't give away any more unnecessary runs. It's another poor ball on the leg side, but ends up getting a inside edge back to the keeper. Nothing really comes off it. So uh, do you think it's going to cost them if they keep bowling on the leg side as much, Kritesh?
Yeah, definitely that's going to cost them a lot if they keep bowling to the leg side. But that's definitely a good shot from keeper, which we did not see yesterday. Yesterday, even though the wicket keeper was very good with taking run outs, he was not quite great behind the wicket,
Yeah.
getting hold of the ball. So I think He's doing a great job back there. There we go. Just another single after three dot balls. Just rotate strike, bring Rahman on strike. He was looking positive. Maybe the different mindset against Ilyas might work very well for them. Let's see what happens. Slowly, the way they're batting, the win percentage for Bangladesh has been increasing quite a lot from from the beginning of the innings, I would say. Even though they're 22%, but I think that's not very fair. I think they're even more than that. They're better than that. They've had a positive start, scored 25 runs. They're having a 10 run rate so far, almost closer to 10 run rate. This is what you need from your openers during power play,
Yeah.
trying to aim for score somewhere around 50 plus in the power play. That will have a great positive impact for the middle orders if they come in later on after power play during the middle overs. Just rotating strikes during that time will be very helpful to reach a great target of 170, I think.
Yeah, like you said, it's the best it's their best start so far in the power play. You probably expect them to maybe go for the same intent for the rest of the power play, try to get to maybe 50 runs. I think they'd be happy with that considering how all of their power plays have gone so far. So I think 50 runs is a a realistic target for them for the rest of the power play. Do you think, Ritesh?
Yeah, definitely 50 runs is the target which they should be looking at. But yesterday we saw the similar kind of play. They had very good scoring in the first two overs. The bowlers who came in the first two overs did not perform quite well, whereas they came Harish and the other guy, they came back in the last two overs of the power play,
Mm-hmm.
controlled it very well, kept the score under 30. So that is not something you should be expecting today. If you're a batter, you should be trying to go for it. You have faced a lot of balls from these bowlers. There's a change in bowling. Very great tactics from the bowling team, I would say. After giving up a lot of runs from the previous two bowlers, they're bringing in Yasin. I
Yeah,
think Yasin is
he's a very conventional spinner. He's got a slip in already. A lot of changes in that infield now. You can see a lot of movement within that leg side as well. Um, how important has left arm spinners been so far in the competition, Kritesh? Do you think
yeah.
having a quality left arm spinner in your team makes that much of a difference?
Definitely. We have talked about it a lot so far in this particular tournament. Having a left arm spinner is a great advantage for your team.
Hmm.
It is very difficult to judge with a left arm spinner for a right-handed batsman, and they've created a lot of impact. Especially yesterday, we have seen Rajil who came in. He took almost 4 wickets, I think, single-handedly made them win the game.
Yeah.
So
I think he ended up
that is
getting a
what
five
you,
for Rizal if I remember correctly, but I might be
yeah,
wrong. It might just be because I like Rizal a lot. He's probably my favorite player now in the Falcons Champions division in Kuwait. Very quality left arm spinner, and again, Yasin doing something very similar, flighting the ball, not giving the batsman any unnecessary pace. There is no point of bowling arm balls, as we can see. You know, what usually happens is the batsmen love spinners who like bowling, that quicker arm ball because they get to generate their pace on their own and make score runs off them like considerably a lot easier. Now the thing is he's bowled, 4 balls, been very consistent. He needs to make sure he doesn't bowl any more looseness in the over. Pierce has looked
yeah,
really good so far. He has hit, a couple of boundaries, a couple of sixes and a boundary. So the last thing you want is to basically give him, almost like a free hit by bowling like a full toss or a ball on his leg side.
yeah,
But I think overall it's been a good first over from Yasin, trying to get a little bit more control into the innings, maybe bringing down the power play score to maybe about 44, 45 runs from what we were looking at initially at about 50. That's something really positive for him. He still has 3 overs left. He's only gone for 2 in the first over. He's probably going to come back and look for wickets as well now. So if you guys are watching, that might be something that you need to keep in mind. Obviously, the current score has creeped up slowly from what the initial predictions were for the batting team.
yeah, definitely. I agree. Initially, the predictions were that they were in for about 130 odd runs, but it has climbed up more than 140 now. Uh, Still, it is interesting that the win predictor says 82% for Kuwait and 80% for Bangladesh, which I don't agree to. I think they are even better than that, Bangladesh, at this point.
I think that probably comes from the fact that between the two teams there's a lot of difference in quality,
Hmm.
and if you look at performances as well, you would probably want to back Kuwait Swedish as well. Good team, good quality players. Um, Again, we've seen that before Kashmir 11 a couple of days ago. You would argue with like the weaker team ended up winning the game because of a couple of players stepping up, Shabir in particular, from what I remember. So you wouldn't really care about what the percentages say at this moment in time. It
Yeah,
just if you're the batting team, if you're Bangladesh Legends, you just want to make sure that you play your game, stay consistent, and get to a stage where that's a
that's a great
top
shot from
edge.
Pierce. Top edge. Very
It's a,
lucky there.
I think it's a one bounce four. I'm not quite sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a
that's
one bounce
definitely
four.
four.
But a lot of pace here from Abdul, and obviously the problem with pace is anything that is remotely connected with the bat, even if it's a top edge like you saw there, it's gonna go to the boundary very quickly. You probably want to keep a fielder at fine leg just because of the angle that Abdul creates, and PS always trying to take him on the leg side. Obviously, from like a league standing perspective, you can see Bangladesh Legends are fourth in the league. Obviously, not a lot of games played. Um, within these teams, both of these teams only playing one game each, and Kuwait winning their game and Bangladesh losing their game. But the problem there is Bangladesh lost their game pretty heavily, and I think that's something that they'll have to work on for the rest of the competition. Good running between the wickets, they get two, so it's very important that you push for those second runs and run your
Second
first
runs.
very hard to create that pressure within the fielders and almost force them into making a mistake. Now, when you look at the batting lineup for Kuwait Swedish, Ravija Sandaruwan, he's somebody that you'll have to look at and think, he's going to be very important for them. He scored 65 runs in that first game, and Manjula Prasannan, who's the leading wicket taker for the I'm sorry, I just lost the train of thought there. Manjula Prasannan has been the leading wicket taker for Kuwait Swedish, so you will definitely have a look to see how he's able to interfere with the way the Bangladesh Legends go about their game today as well. So very interesting game. It looks like it's going to be very exciting. They haven't lost any more wickets in the power play, which is very important for them. Maybe look at putting 13 14 runs on the board in the next 8 balls or so without losing any wickets is something that they probably should aim for. Again, Rahman has looked solid so far against pace. He does take him on and hits him for a single. They try to limit as many dot balls as they can, which is I think the smart way to go about it.
Yeah,
We usually
definitely I
don't
agree to that
see a lot of ones and twos in
because
the power plays, do we? Usually we look at wickets or boundaries. That's how the intent has been so far in this competition, or even like in the Falcons Champions Trophy in general across all the three divisions. But I think it's always important to make sure that you don't forget about running your singles and doubles, because those runs keep adding up, and it will be like 5 or 10 runs that will decide the game. It's a wild swing from Pierce, and I think he was very excited there when he saw the ball. He stepped out, missed it completely. He looks very disappointed with himself, and we're going to see this left arm spinner coming back into the attack.
yeah, definitely. I think last time when he stepped out of the crease, it was a very positive result for him. He ended up scoring a six. So he was expecting something again because the last over has been very much putting pressure on them. They did not score what they would expect. And again, Yasin coming in. So this over, it might be very difficult for them to score. And so he wanted to take it out on the last ball of the previous over, but did not work out very well for him. I think bringing in left arm spinner again during the last over of your power play to control them, put a lot of pressure for them to come out of power play. It is good thinking process, I would say, for Kuwait Swedish. And running between wickets, as you said, Gokul, that is something what we have been missing so far in the game. The batters, they are not very positive running between the wickets because yesterday we saw two runouts early on during the power play
Yeah.
because of lack of communication communication between the batsmen. So that is not what you would like to see today. These two are really good. They communicate very well. They have the good understanding. They're pushing harder for the first single so that they'll be able to create chance for the second run. They're doing it very well, I would say. If this continues, taking the singles and doubles will definitely boost up the target.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the easiest way to put pressure on the field. Obviously, from a very young age, you're taught while you play cricket, always make sure that you run your singles and doubles hard. As long as you're able to, rotate strike, it always makes sure that the
That's
bowler
a
is
that's a
unsettled.
great shot from Pius. He has stepped out again. That ends up very well for him. Finds
So
a
it's a lot
space
of
to the
risk,
six.
don't you think, to step out when the keeper obviously standing up to the spinner. If you miss that ball, which we have seen him miss a couple of times when he stepped out, you're gonna get out. So
Yeah.
do you think it's, probably
It
going to say that he's, the more aggressive of the two batsmen? There's very high likelihood of if there was to be a wicket at this stage, you probably would back it to be PS's wicket because, Rahman is playing very sensibly, not taking any risks, whereas PS is, going after the bowling. To be fair, he's looked really good. He's got back-to-back boundaries, a six and a four, so you can't really blame him because what he's doing is working out for him. Um, so Zuri asks, what game is this? So this is the game between Kuwait Swedish and Bangladesh Legends in the Falcons Champions Trophy. It's a competition in Kuwait, and they're playing in the Sulabiya ground today. It's the second game for both of these teams, and if you would like to watch this game, you can click on the link on the chat. It's the pinned comment. If you click on that link, it'll take you to the cricketlaunch.tv website where you can watch this game for free. Yeah, so Zuri, all you need to do is basically click on that link in the chat box. It'll take you to cricketlaunch.tv, where this game is basically being live streamed. So you can watch it there. And obviously, we cover all of the games in this competition. So if you are interested in watching any more of these games, you can save that link in your browser, and then you'll be able to catch up on some more Kuwait Falcons Championship action. We also cover some of the other competitions. As of right now, there isn't any competitions in line. But a few days ago, if you were watching cricket on cricketlaunch.tv, you would have been able to see that we were covering the games in the UAE. I think it was D20. But obviously, there's a lot of cricket in that region, and we're covering a lot of that cricket as well. So if you do, want to watch a lot of this regional cricket as of right now, and we will be expanding more. More than happy to help you, Zuri.
yeah. Uh, it's our pleasure, Zuri. You can join us. There is a lot of games lined up today as well. You can join us for those games today evening. It might be really interesting uh, game. And as we saw, these batsmen, they had a good recovery after the first over of Yasin. They
Yeah.
came back, scored three boundaries. Quite interesting. We were expecting a lot from left-arm spinner, but they have proved us wrong, these two batsmen. Pius scored 40 runs just of 26 balls with Rahman giving him that support, whatever he needed.
Yeah.
There is another left-arm spinner coming in, I would think. It's just Nimesh. Let's see if this left-arm spinner has what we are expecting.
As a very foolish ball ends up getting a leading edge and ends up going for just a single. But again, it's always positive when you have a couple of left arm spin options in the team because even if one person goes for runs, you can bring the second person and try to recoup that economy. Now again, positive end to the power play. They did get to that 54 run mark. Initially we thought maybe 50-52 runs probably was a good target for them in the power play, and that like last over acceleration in the power play from Pubes ended up making sure that they ended up reaching that target. There's a slip now into the equation. Pius is trying to
There you
take
go.
him on as well, but doesn't connect as well. Again, Rahman 9 of 12, but you don't mind that at this stage because you know there is a person scoring at a really good pace, playing really aggressively. There's no point in both of the batsmen going aggressive. So I think it's really good, sensible batting from Rahman. And PS has done really well so far to find boundaries and to keep rotating strike when he's not able to get the boundaries as well. So really positive start overall. for the Bangladesh Legends. I don't think anybody was expecting them to be at this stage, considering their performances historically. I think
Ooh,
these,
this is what we were talking about, Tukul. You have a man who is very confident, going aggressive, scoring
yeah,
runs. Yeah, this role for you is not to be aggressive. The role for you is to just rotate strikes, support views. That is what you should expect. Stepping out of Crete at this point is definitely not a good decision, I think.
it is good
That's
keeping.
is
He's taking the
definitely a
pressure
good
very
keeping.
quickly. But again, we just said how important it is for Rahman to be defensive and provide that support. There you go. That's the decision from the third umpire. It is given out. So Rahman will be walking back. Really unfortunate end of the innings for this 17-year-old. It did look like he's going to make something of this innings. He got himself set. He was playing really well. I think it was almost maybe too defensive for him, and he just wanted to, bring that level of aggression into his game. But it's cost his team a wicket just after the power play, and obviously the new left-arm spinner, he's done his job. He's done what his captain brought him to do, get the breakthrough, and maybe a little bit more pressure on Pius now. He has to play a little bit more sensibly, a little bit more patiently until the new batsman gets settled in, and you can see the change in both the runs prediction as well as the match prediction on your screen. Obviously, Kuwait Swedish at 73% now, so almost 10 to 15% change after that wicket. So that shows you how important it is to not lose a wicket at this stage, and everybody immediately realizes the value of that wicket. Unfortunate again for the youngster, but I'm sure he's going to look at this incident and then make better decisions in the games that are to come. But Nimesh, incredibly well bowled, flighted the ball, invited that aggression from Rahman, and I think maybe that's the difference in experience. We saw Pierce stepping out in the previous over, but he ended up making sure that he got some connection on the ball and ended up getting a reward with the boundary. But Rahman probably misjudging that because of his lack of experience. And Abu, the new batsman in, plays that really well, blocks the ball, realizes that there's no point of taking any more risks. It's better off just to see the left arm spinner off for the rest of the over. And Kritesh, just to talk about how the scoring has been, in the competition so far, post power play. How
Yeah.
often do you see, teams going for boundaries, or do you think ones and twos are more likely?
Yeah, initially the first game which we saw, which we covered basically, we saw that even after coming out of power play, the batsmen did not have good communication between them. They were going for swinging and ended up losing the wickets. So, but it has improved slowly. I think they're learning from their mistakes and they're planning on going for singles coming out of power play. Like you mentioned that since there has been a wicket in the last over,
Yeah,
it is good thinking for Pius to drop down a gear and go back to rotating strikes instead of
yeah.
going for shots shoving out of crease. That's not what we expect now.
And do you think this is
Uh,
the best time to bring in new bowler? We can see Manjula's coming in, so they've
yeah,
taken
I think
Yashin
that's another
off.
left arm spinner. I think,
At one point, Kritish, left arm spin
yeah.
used to be one of the rarest things in cricket to have a left arm spinner. Now everybody is a left arm spinner, and you can see
Mhm.
the Kuwait Swedish having three left arm spin bowlers in their team. It's an incredible sight to see. Obviously, you don't expect a team to have three left arm spinners, but that's something that you can always be proud of because you have that level of depth in a very specialized bowling position in the team. Probably not the best ball to start your um, spell. I don't understand left arm spinners who need to bowl, left arm around and then go across. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But Manjula feels like it benefits him, and he's going quite wide there, almost, going off the crease with every ball. And again, maybe it's something that it works for him. It's just the way that he likes to bowl. Let's have a look to see how that goes against Pius. I think Pius, that first ball probably just wanted to like see what Manjula is all about.
Ooh, that's
The
a
reverse
great batting.
sweep is out, and he takes it over the infield, and the outfield is very quick today, very different from
Yeah.
what we've seen in this competition in the evening games. And I think it's because of the heat, it's because of the sun making that outfield very dry, very quick. So that the reverse sweep comes out, switch hit almost, and then takes it over the infield, and it goes for a pretty lightning quick outfield today. So interesting for both teams. You'd be happy with that as well if you were Kuwait Swedish with the amount of quality you have in batting. You probably want an outfield that is very responsive like it is today. So really good from Pius. Hits the boundary, takes a single, make sure that there's no need for any unnecessary aggression.
Yeah, that's I think he's going after the loose balls. He's well experienced batter. He's playing against a well experienced bowler, Manjula. Manjula has played 207 games in his career, bowling over 485 overs. He's taken 224 wickets, which means that he's taking almost every wicket in the game he has been playing. So we might be expecting him to take wicket today as well. But it
Yeah.
has not worked out quite well for him.
Yes, poor
Uh,
poor wicket keeping there, but ends up not really damaging the scoreboard. Again, Abu gets off strike. How important do you think, Kritesh, it is for a new batsman to get off strike? Get some runs on the board.
Definitely, it is. For Abu coming in, it's a lot of pressure built up. They need to be aiming for oh my God, something crazy happened. I think it might be a wicket. They're appealing for it,
Yeah,
but
the
umpire is
bowler
not
looked very
convinced.
interested, but I don't think there was
Yeah,
enough turn on it to actually hit the stumps. I think it was just going down leg side. I think
yeah.
that's what the umpire is signaling as well. But it was a risky shot there. There's no. Okay, I think it's actually might be hitting the stumps.
Might
I
be hitting,
think
yeah.
it might be a poor decision from the umpire, but again, Pierce is not going to be complaining anytime soon. 46 of 32, he would be looking at getting to that personal milestone, another 50 in his career. So. Um, Almost another wicket. Really poor calling between the wickets. The non-striker was almost halfway down the track, and the fielder threw the ball to the wrong end. I think if it was towards the bowler's end, we might have had a potentially different outcome. Again, we saw this yesterday. Quite a lot of unnecessary, aggression when it comes to running between the wickets, and when the call isn't loud, it's not clear, you're going to make sure that you're putting yourself in a risky situation. And that's the last thing you want to do when you've already lost two wickets as a team that has struggled with the bat recently. So I think it's obviously in their best interest to make sure that they retain any level of, stability into their innings and not give anything away. Nimesh back in, bowled a really good over in his first over, just going for the 2 runs. Not the best of starts, low full toss, ends up not getting punished. There are a couple of sweepers on that leg side, cover corner region, so it's just going to be the single, but probably the it's probably the ball that you want to take on as a batsman. Low full
Yeah,
toss from a
yeah,
spin.
definitely. I think these kind of loose balls, you're very likely to get them early on in the innings. You're faced only three balls and you get a loose ball.
Yeah,
It is good for you to build your confidence going on in the game, the
yeah,
innings, building the partnership. Like we were talking about before, Pius, he has lost his partner who was well set. So it is time for him to drop down a gear, play a bit conservatively, run between the wickets very
yeah.
well, and give chance for Abu to get settled before going for risky shots. But he seems restless. He wants to go for it all the time. There we go. There's another one. It's gone very huge. That's six, huge six it is.
Yeah, and Pierce
He
gets to his 50 with another incredibly, well played shot. He's
reaching
gonna
the
do
half
his
century with style, I would say. It's
yeah.
a great shot, very confident one.
It'll definitely do his confidence a lot of good for the rest of the competition as well, I'm sure, because obviously it's always important for you as a batsman, especially an opening batsman, to get to these personal milestones. Yeah, you just have a little bit more confidence, you feel more comfortable, taking bowlers on in the next few games that you play as well. Five fours and four sixes in his 34 deliveries that he's faced. Gets a leading edge, but again, just a single, nothing too much. Um, in interest for the bowler. But again, Nimesh, that's what happens, unfortunately. You bowl a really bad ball, first ball of the over, ends up just going for a single, and your second ball isn't really a poor ball, but ends up going for a six. So it's just how the game is. It's just an unfortunate and creative shot from Abu. He realized there's no fielders there. It might actually end up stopping just before the boundary because there's not a lot of momentum on the ball, but they get a well run two. Again, he's come really far forward, almost converted it into a full toss and ramped it over the keeper. Ends up getting a couple of runs. There's no fine leg, uh, but again, do you think there is a need to have more consistency when you're bowling outside off stump against a player like Abu, who's able to move around within the crease and manipulate it. A leading edge in the air, but nobody goes for it. The bowler or wicketkeeper not really interested in going for it. Ends up being a
I
um,
think it should have been wicketkeeper's call. He should have come in there.
yeah,
It was
definitely.
very close to the wicketkeeper. I don't know what happened.
I
Maybe the
think the
sun is shining right into his eye. He's unable to
maybe
find where the ball is.
it must be because the sun
Hmm.
is in that direction basically. Um, and gets punished immediately. Big shot from Abu, and he gets into his groove. It's his first boundary, and it did look like he was trying to change his intent with a couple of shots that we've seen so far in his innings, and he was too full. I think that's the way. That's the only way to say it. And he got punished. He's hit him straight over his head, and it goes for a pretty big six. So a couple of sixes in the over, and Nimesh all of a sudden now becoming the expensive left arm spin option. So 78 for two after the 9 overs. Pius on 53 after his 35 balls, and Abu gets to 10 with that six. You would almost argue
Yeah,
that
I think Abu did not take a lot of time to get settled. He seems very confident now. He's going for it. He has taken the role what Pius was doing before. He's going
definitely.
for it, really.
Definitely. I
And
think Pius
it's
can do a
Manjula
little
coming
bit
in.
more of a, relaxed, anchor role now. He can just make sure that he plays the rest of the innings as well. Like you said, Manjula coming in, pretty decent first over after a, wayward first ball. He'll probably want to be, straight on
Ooh,
the
it's a
mark
risky
from.
single. You shouldn't be doing that now. After having a great partnership build up, scoring 80 runs, you can't risk your runs for a you can't risk your wicket for a single, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I
Uh,
think there's no point in being that risky at this stage of the game, especially when you're in a good position. I was thinking maybe 160, 165 probably would be their target from now, which is 20 runs more than what we initially had them in for. So that again, there's a there's no logic in that run there. He's basically just played a front
yeah.
foot block, and the non-striker, I think it's Pius. He
I
just wants
think
to get on strike.
Piyush is very restless. He wants to get on strike and
Yeah.
go for more runs. Not to mention that he has played 80 games and scored about 400s in his career. The highest is 152. So, do you think today he might be able to reach that century, making it his fifth
It's
100
a
of his
really
career?
good ball. Ends up missing everything in the end. Ends up going into the batsman's pad. So very smart work from the batsman there, making sure that the ball is kept on the
Doesn't
ground
go
before
anywhere.
it goes to the wicket keeper's hands. So again, not really what you want to see from Abu, especially after he got a six in the last over. There's no need for any more unnecessary aggression. You're probably better off just taking a single and giving it to the non-striker Pius, who looks like he's in good touch. He also wants to get on strike, so there's no need for that aggressive stroke. Um, what about the match winner, Kritesh? The percentages changed quite a lot as well. I think
Yeah, these two have
after
made a great impact. There we go. There is another impact. I think it's finding its way to the ball. That's another huge six, I think.
so it's a
Definitely,
second
that's a
six for
six.
Abu, and Abu
I
doesn't look
think
like he's wasting any
I
time.
think this six would have made Bangladesh legends favorites. I think yeah, it's making them favorites quite closer to they're getting there. They're 46 percentage now. I have a doubt there, Gokul.
Yeah.
If there is an impact with the bat, ball has an impact with the bat and ends up staying on the pad, like we saw before. If the wicketkeeper tries to snatch it out, will it be considered as a catch?
I think with the spirit of the game, it shouldn't be, but I've seen a couple of games. I think it was Vridhiman Saha a few years ago as well for India against England, where the ball got stuck in the batsman's pad, and he did appeal for a caught out. But I think in the end of the day, the appeal was withdrawn, and it was just a joke. But I've seen that a couple of times. I think it was Nitish Kumar Reddy as well against Australia when Travis Head was fielding in that silly point position, and the ball gets stuck in his pad. He picks it up and throws it on the floor. I think sorry, it was not Nitish Kumar Reddy. I think it was Arshdeep Singh. Um, who basically picked it up and threw it back on the floor because he wanted to just make sure that there was no, potential risks of an appeal. Again, I don't think any umpire, would give it because again of the spirit of the game. But you've seen crazier things happen. If the captain
Yeah,
stands his
you never
ground and
know what
says that
happens.
it is a genuine appeal, umpire might have to give it. But it's smart work from the batsman there to make sure that there is no confusion, no unnecessary appeals from anybody. Um, again,
Uh,
almost
Oh, we have a
evens.
new bowler, Bulbul, coming in.
That's a nice
I
name,
think that's
Kritesh.
another.
Would you like
Oh,
to?
there we go,
Would you like
Bulbul.
me to call you Bulbul? I think you're very happy with that name. I can see there's a big
Yes,
smile on your face.
yeah, that's a great name to be fair. I think it's a medium pace bowler.
Okay, right arm slow.
Right
Let's
arm,
have a look
right
at
arm, so pace, yeah.
Bulbul. That's a good amount of bounce in the wicket as well. Now, very different pitch today, different ground. It looks like a completely different ground almost from what we're used to seeing in those evening
Yeah.
games, and
Uh,
that's how much
Previous over
difference.
we saw Pius being restless on the non-striker, and this time it was Abu who is being restless. He wants to get on the strike. Both of them are very desperate to get on strike to score runs.
Yeah,
See, there we go again.
he's halfway
He
down the
gets
track
restless.
already before the batsman's even hit the ball. You can't argue though, can you, Kritesh? He's looked solid since he's come on. He's played a
Yeah.
couple of big, expansive shots and he's been rewarded with it. And I think both of these batsmen are aggressive in nature anyway.
I think it is quite competitive between these two bats to see who scores a lot of runs, and
Yeah,
that's I think that's very positive for the batting team. But it might be risking their wickets if they do keep doing this again and again. There
yeah,
might be a
it's
silly
a
run out
really
chance.
good shot, square of the wicket. There is a fielder in the boundary who's going to just cover it, so it's just going to be the one run. But Bulbul, I'm very happy with Bulbul. I think Bulbul is my favorite player in this team. Uh,
Just because of the name, you would say.
I would say because of the name, he's got a excellent beard as well. So I'm, rooting for him. He's been very consistent with the three balls he's bowled. Good line outside off stump, nothing too crazy. I think he's got a very calm, sensible action. That's what you want to see from a bowler. You want to bring in the middle overs. Somebody who's not going to bowl any looseness, not give away any unnecessary extra runs. That's always helpful when you're a captain to have somebody who's very consistent with his line and length. It's easier to set your field as well for somebody like that. I would imagine, PS is getting irritated, and he plays a risky shot. There isn't a
I
fielder
think there
there, I
might be a
don't
fielder.
think.
Yeah, there is a fielder there, I
There is a
think.
fielder, yeah. I think the camera angle doesn't really show the fielder
Cover
there, but
that particular position. Yes.
yeah,
Uh, like we were talking before, Gokul, I think we were discussing that 170-ish is what the batting teams in the first inning should be aiming for to be able to put up a great defendable score.
yeah,
I think they are on the right path there. They have scored 86 of the first 10 overs,
yeah.
making it easy for them to reach 170. We were not expecting them, Bangladesh Legends, to go for 170 odd runs. Now they're making it look very easier
I think the only
to
thing
reach
with
there.
that, Kritesh, today that we'll have to consider is it has looked like a really good wicket to bat on so far, and that's not something that we've seen consistently in the in the other games in the evening. So maybe 170 also might not quite be enough. You're probably looking at a little bit more, um, you know, that you need to have if you want to, defend a score. Maybe about 180, 185 probably is a fairer judgment considering
Yeah,
how the
I
wicket
agree.
is.
Because if it was an evening game,
Yeah,
the second innings it was very tricky to bat on. So
yeah,
if you're someone who has scored 160, 170, we saw yesterday that they were able to defend a score of 133. It's crazy to
yeah.
defend a very low total in this particular ground where it has been very high scoring most of the games. So I think today the conditions are very good to bat on. You should be definitely looking for
I
more
think,
than 170.
would you agree with me when I say the run prediction I feel is a bit, short on how much the Bangladesh Legends can score? Because I would presume, they've only lost two wickets. Again, collapses have been very, frequent in this competition so far. So I understand why a lot of the people watching would want to say that there is a likelihood of, a collapse. So you can't really be, that optimistic for their score. But I think the way Abu and Pius have set themselves up, if they don't lose any wickets for the next 3 4 overs, you might be looking at maybe around 170, 175. I think 158 is a bit too low as an assumption for their innings score. A little bit of football action as well in the field from the fielder at Gully, trying to see how good his first touch is. Do you think you have a better first touch than that fielder, Kritesh?
I might be able to do it. We have seen a lot of footy skills in this particular competition yesterday as well,
Yeah, a lot of
more than
people I
using the
think
hands.
play both cricket and football in Kuwait apparently because a lot of fielders prefer to
Tend to
use
use
their
their foot.
feet to stop the ball from crossing them or going for four. Again, I'm not
Like
quite
you
sure if
said,
that's the right technique though because we've seen a lot of people slipping because of that. A lot of misfields, or people kicking the ball past their own
Injuries
teammates.
as well, I would say.
Yeah, so maybe not the smartest thing to do to kick a football, kick a cricket ball when it's coming at you at that pace. But uh, I think a lot of these people confident in their footy skills.
Yeah, like you were talking before, Gokul, about the the runs prediction.
Yeah,
You were mentioning that 158 seems a bit low. I definitely agree to that. With these two well set in, I think that they don't give a chance of losing the wicket so far. They're playing very positive. There we go.
yeah,
That's a well-timed shot. They've been playing it very well. No risky shots. I think these two might be able to build up a great partnership. Maybe even a
yeah,
partnership of more than 60, 70 runs, I would say. Pius is looking to go for his fifth career century, I think. He's playing positively, even though he has reached the milestone of half century,
yeah.
which you would see very often that once the player reaches half century, they go to the top gear, swing, and try to
Throw
take
their
play
wicket
risky
away.
games. Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. But he is not doing that today. He's playing very positive.
And
And
just to let
for
you
I think with
guys,
the
sorry to cut you off there, Kritish. Just to let you guys
yeah.
know as well, this is the fastest stream that we have on cricketlaunch.tv for this competition. So if you are watching this game and you want to watch it in really good, quality, is in high definition, as well as the fastest stream. Please feel free to click on the link in the chat box and go to cricketlaunch.tv, and you'll be able to watch the game along with us as well. So if you have any questions, please do let us know. I think it's still pretty early for the day for most people. So even the people joining us, watching this game with us, not a lot of people active in the comment section as it was in the previous couple of days. But just so that you guys are aware, this is the fastest stream in the world for this competition. So if you do want to watch this game, feel free to click the link in the chat. It's the pinned comment. It's the link to cricketlaunch.tv where you can watch this game live with us as well. Again, just to get back to the cricket, we have Bulbul coming back into the attack. Only went for 4 runs in that first over. Very economical, and I think
Oh, that's a
in
great batting from Pius.
yeah, I
It's
was
gone
just
all the way
about to
to
say
six.
it's been a couple
That's a
of
four.
quiet overs, and I feel like there's going to be a change of intent. You're maybe looking at maybe 9, maybe even 10 runs and over becoming likely from this stage. Do you agree with me on that, Kritesh, or do you think it's going to
Yeah.
be a little bit more, quiet, sensible batting for another couple of overs?
No, I don't think quite sensible batting is nowhere closer to what Pius and Abu have got in their mindset. They're going for it very well. They're utilizing two or three balls every over. There we go. That's another shot, great shot. I think there might be a fielder there. Not quite sure because of the camera angle.
Yeah, it does
Yeah,
look like
they end up
there is
taking
a
a
fielder
single.
there, but I just think
Yeah,
you can see both of these batsmen itching now.
yeah.
Bulbul again still bowling a good consistent line and length, except for that one ball where he was punished. Um, I think it's fair to assume that there is going to be a change of intent in the next couple of overs, and you're looking at, at least 9 runs and over from now on. Another, good
Yeah.
shot straight down the track, but again, there's a fielder um, at long on, sorry, long off, who
I think
covers him.
with these two still in, 9 runs seem a bit easy for every over. I think they might be able to do it very easily, very confidently,
I
comfortably.
think the
I
only
think
only difference there is obviously there's a lot of left arm spin options which they might still struggle with. Again, they have played really well so far.
against the left arm spin, yeah, they played very well against the left arm spin. Left arm spinners didn't really have a great control over these two batters,
Yeah,
especially today. I think for the score predicted today to be a bit lower is because Bangladesh legends have been missing out one of their top batsmen, Shohab Jashin.
yeah.
He has scored 33 runs in the game which he has played. Not quite sure what happened with him. He's unable to play the game today. If he was in, I think 180 would have been very easy.
A little bit of theatrics there from Pierce. He's not happy with that decision from the umpire. It was definitely not a wide. It was inside that wide line, but he's been a bit animated over the last 3 4 overs as the non-striker. He's been trying to like edge Abu to take singles, give him strike. That definitely is a wide, so the umpire is onto it straight away. There's no need for Pierce to try to influence the umpire's
Umpire again.
decisions. But again, I think 163. I think is a fair judgment considering they're lacking a designated finisher in this team. Um, but I think they could maybe go for a little bit more. I personally think 170 to 175 is probably more accurate for um, this innings. The way they've set themselves up for this like last few overs. It's been a really good batting performance from Bangladesh. I can't really complain, especially after losing a opening batter for a not score. The way they've come back and scored 103 for another, just the loss of another wicket, and that too, it being like a inexperienced 17-year-old. I think it's fair play. I think it's really good batting from Pius especially, and
Yeah,
Abu
I
supporting
think
him.
Piyush is able to judge left arm spinners very well.
Mm.
We saw him step out of the crease mostly when it was against left arm spinners,
Yeah,
especially against it was not against Manjula, I think it was the other two spinners.
yeah,
He used them very well. Manjula was the only spinner who has been a bit economical, even though it is not what you expect, the 18 runs of 3 overs. It's quite decent, but you're expecting more from a left-arm spinner here. But Pius, he has judged every left-arm spinner's ball very well, converted it
yeah.
to a boundary
And just to
and
let you
runs.
guys know as well, for any of the new people watching on the YouTube stream, the cricketlaunch.tv website has the fastest stream in the world for this game. So if you guys are interested in watching this match, please click on that link in the chat box. It is the link to cricketlaunch.tv, where you can watch this game live in HD for free. And like I mentioned, it is the fastest stream in the world. So please feel free to click on it and then join in on the action with us, where you can see some more footy fielding in the boundary.
Yeah.
I think you'd really like to play in this team, Kritesh. I think a lot of them probably play a lot of football outside as well. I think it's an inside edge onto the pad, so there's no interest from the umpire whatsoever, and that's another single. Pius on 64 or 47. It's been given out actually. I hadn't seen the
I'm not
umpire's
quite sure what happened there.
decision. I think it was Pius gone for 64. The camera angle, was showing the fielder and not the umpire. It didn't look like there was a lot of, intent in the appeal while the ball went to the fielder. I'm not quite sure if that should be out. I think there might have been an inside edge on that. We'll have to see if there's another replay available. But the dangerous man, Pius, gone.
Pius is gone.
All of a sudden,
Yeah,
it
very
looks like
unfortunate. We were expecting for him to go for a century, career
definitely,
fifth
definitely.
career century, but very unfortunately, he did not go for risky shots, but it did not work out very well for him. I think now Abu might be the one taking in charge of doing the scoring and
Yeah,
causing
definitely an
damage to the
unfortunate end for his innings, don't you think,
wicket.
Kritish? After playing so well, he's ended up losing his wicket to almost a nothing shot. He just tried to play a, paddle sweep, trying to get a single in the over, but ends up getting out to a pretty straight ball from Manjula. It didn't really spin a lot, didn't turn a lot, and I thought there was some bat involved as well. And so Manjula may be getting a bit lucky there with the decision going in his favor. But you can't complain if you're a spinner. You bowl consistently, you bowl economically, and the wickets are gonna follow you. So that diagonal running action, working in his favor. Dilla with the new batsman, facing that ball, just wants to make sure that he doesn't, take any unnecessary risks early on. But maybe you might think that it is the time now for them to take that risk. They've got 6 overs left after
Ooh,
this
very
and quite a
lucky
lot
there.
of wickets left. When you say take risks, that's not what you mean. Just not wildly swinging. Keeper missing it completely as well. I think they're going to run a couple of runs by his. So Dilaw still doesn't get off strike. But you need better keeping there, don't you? I think that's something we've
Yeah.
seen yesterday as well. Wicketkeeper costing his team maybe 7, 8 runs. Quite a lot of missed opportunities, and we see that for the
Uh,
first time today. I think it's a bit harsh considering it's a wild swing from Dilaw, probably throwing Manjula. Sorry, not Manjula, throwing the keeper off, but another
I
wild
think
swing.
it is the frustration which Deliver had got. He's the captain of the team, obviously,
Yeah,
but he hasn't got a quite good start in so far in this tournament. He
yeah,
has played only 2 games in
and there you
Kuwait,
go. That's the
especially.
start. He gets a
Yeah,
six off his third ball. So
he had 2 ducks, so it's definitely the frustration coming out. He's trying to prove what he is
yeah,
capable of, being the captain of the team, leading Bangladesh. They're having a very good start today. They're proving that if they're proving everybody wrong, I would say nobody had judged
yeah,
them that they'll be able to score this particular number of runs, and Piyush showing us an outstanding performance along with Abu.
yeah.
So Delover, definitely.
You
He's
can
proving that
still
he's a captain.
see Abu trying to get on strike as much as he can. So Manchula getting the wicket, but still getting hit for a six by the new batsman Dilawar. Abu now the man on strike, 23 of 20 so far. He slowed down a bit, but Bangladesh legends don't look to be slowing down. Bulbul, the Bulbul coming back to bowl his third over, bowled economically so far. You know, Bangladesh so far pretty good run rate, 8 runs on over. You can't really complain, especially with the form that they've been in. You'd be happy with that performance so far, wouldn't you, Kridesh?
Yeah, I would, if I was a Bangladesh fan, I'm definitely happy with the performance. They're playing very well. They have 7 wickets in hand still, and with Abu being a bit aggressive, I think there is a good decision there to go for it now. You're going towards the end of the innings. You need to score a lot of runs possible. As you mentioned, that it is looking good to bat on, so we might be expecting Kuwait batsmen to take on the target
Yeah, it's a
easily.
wide
So
ball from Bulbul.
they should be able to put up a great total in order to defend the score. Kuwait, they're no less than Pius or Abu, I would say. They've got better batters in their lineup. Let me say a few of them. It is Rajua Shaundran. He scored 65 runs in one particular game which he has played. And they've also got Yasin Patel. Manjula Prashant, it's very interesting that he's a great bowler and he's a great batsman as well. So they're no less than Bangladesh legends. So we might be in for a crazy exciting game. It might be a very
Yeah,
tough competition between these two, I think.
yeah, definitely. I have to agree with you on that. I think as long as they get to a competitive score, something around that 170, 175 mark, as we mentioned earlier, it might be enough for them to, put enough pressure on this Kuwait Swedish team. They've only played one game. They've won that game, so you can't really expect anything, less than that from them. But I feel at the same time, it's not going to be easy for somebody to come in, in these conditions and to get going from ball one. I think Bangladesh have done really well to make sure that whichever bat came to the crease, played with good intent and didn't look like they were struggling at all. Unfortunately, a couple of maybe poor decisions like Delaware's shot there has
Yeah.
made it seem a bit more
The
risky
swing
for them.
which he had earlier on, has worked out very well for him. So when you get a chance earlier, you utilize it and you don't try to go for it again.
Yeah,
You try to play positive. There we go. This is what happens. That's a leg by, I think, or an inside edge. I
no,
think
I think
that's
it's
definitely a leg by.
yeah, I think it's given a leg by.
Leg by. Yeah. So this is what happens if you take those risks. You're putting your wicket on line. So this is not what we expect from a captain. He is definitely well experienced. He can't be a captain without having that experience. So you are expecting a more positive play from him. There we go. Abu. It's not a wild. Oh my God, that's gone straight into the hands of the fielder there.
Yeah, I think
Very
this
unfortunate.
is the problem though. We've seen a lot of this happen. Delaware is not really happy with his batsman there. But I think Delaware was trying to do the exact same thing a couple of balls
Same
ago.
thing,
So
yeah.
I don't understand why he would be unhappy with his batsman. But again, I think that's almost expected from Abu. From ball one, he's looked like playing those expansive shots. This one not getting the outcome that he's used to. Um, but again, I think he's done enough for the team that he's put his team in a good enough position early on in the game. Now the entire goal for them should basically just to make sure that they don't throw this position away. They still try to score runs, and that's something as a new batsman you want to do. You want to make sure that the rate at which you're scoring runs doesn't start dropping.
Yeah, definitely. You can't expect them to bring down the run rate. They're going in a very good run rate, decent run rate. You can't afford to bring it down. So I think to reach that run rate, it is not very crazy. You don't need boundaries. You just need good running between the wickets.
Yeah,
So
I
if
think
you take those singles
you're
and
bound to
twos,
get
definitely.
boundaries towards the end of the innings anyway. But I think
Yeah.
what you can't afford is dot balls. You need to make sure that every ball counts for something, and I think they've done pretty well so far to make sure that happens. But it's just not enough. You need to do more, if you ask me.
We saw 3 dot balls in 15th over, including the wicket. It is like almost 4 dot balls. You can't afford 4 dot balls coming towards the end of the innings. If it was coming out of the power play, I would agree. If it was the first over, I would agree. But not on 15th over when you are out there trying to put up a great target. So we expect them to go in a run rate of 9 and 10, I would think at least 9 from here if they want to have a great defendable total. There we go. Yasin again. He has been very good so far in the first 2 overs, but
His first over
the
was really
last
good, but
really
he
good.
was
Yeah, the second
expensive in the
over.
second over.
We go again. Let's see if he can prove us that he is not. He's a great bowler, left arm spinner. He can control what he showed us in the first over.
Yeah.
Second over, he was definitely against. Yeah, Yasin. Sorry, against the great batsman who scored 64 runs. He went after him. There is no risks for Yasin now. The two new batters at the crease. So let's see if Yasin can take this wickets. That's a great shot from Dilawar. He's trying to play the same shot again and again, trying to have a lot of swing, but doesn't work out very well for him there. Good shot from the skipper on its way to the six. Here we go again. I think, yeah, he has timed it well today, this time, Yasin. That's a good bowling. It's a good recovery from Yasin. After leaving out a boundary, he has controlled it very well. This is what you expect from a bowler. Don't lose at the pressure, even though you let go an easy ball. There we go. That's another great bowling from Yasin. After 3 overs, he has given out only 28 runs, but I think uh, that is not great. That's not what you expect from a left arm spinner. After 16 overs, Bangladesh Legends are 125 for 4. Mohan scored 8 runs. Dulova, the captain, has scored 8 runs of 10 balls. Last 4 more overs to go. I think we should be in the last 4 overs, we should be expecting somewhere around 40, 35 plus runs, I think, to reach that closer to 170, 160 mark, crossing the 160 mark,
Yeah, I
which
think
they
they'll be
might be
very
able to defend
disappointed
it.
if they don't get to 160 now. So I think they're probably going to have to up their run scoring rate anyway. Nimesh back in. He's got the important wickets of. Oh, it's an incredibly well bowled ball.
Ooh,
He's beaten both
that's
the batsman and the keeper quite a lot of turn. Almost
I
it
think that's
turned
a
square.
bad judgment from the keeper. He moved all the way to the left hand side. I don't know what happened there. He should have stayed there.
Yeah,
Then he would
but
have
again,
caught his
Kritesh,
wicket.
there
Yeah,
was quite a lot of turn on that as well,
turn
so
on
you
the
can't
ball. Yeah,
really
there's a
blame
definitely
him.
great.
It's turned square on the keeper, and it's a
Right
single
above the
red
bowlers.
delivery. It's
Yeah.
almost trying to hit it hard every ball. So Harbour asks the score. The score is 127 for 4 after 16.2. If you want to watch the game live, Harbour, please click on the link in the chat box. It's the pinned comment. I'll put it in again for you, and you can watch the game live. We have the fastest source for the stream in the world for this game and for all of the other games in the Falcons Championship. All you need to do is click on the cricketlaunch.tv link that I have mentioned in the chat below, and it'll take you to our website where the stream is available in HD, and it is also the fastest stream in the world. Isn't it great to have the fastest stream in the world, Kritesh? Because obviously you get
Yeah.
to watch the game before everybody else. You're the most updated, and you can see that six before anybody else in the world can. So please feel free to click on that link, Harbour, and it'll take you to our website, cricketlaunch.tv, where you can watch the game. And obviously, you can also watch on YouTube with us to listen to our commentary. And if you want to ask any questions, or if you have any doubts about the games, or if you want to know more about any of the players, we'll be more than happy to help you. As you can see, Nimesh, trying to beat his man again, successful this time. Obviously, good response after getting hit for six in that previous ball. Um,
I think Dilawar is going for it every ball. He wants to score a boundary of every ball. He's restless. He's swinging every ball he could, but that is very risky, I would say. Like you mentioned, please should display score.
So unfortunately,
Okay, we will try to,
we
we'll try our best to update it on the stream. We'll try to bring the score on. But if you really like our conversations, we can have a chat about, we can have a discussion about the game. We can have an interacting commentary session for this game. You can have the match open on one of your tabs, and you can have us have our audio open on the other
yeah.
stream.
We'll keep
Yeah,
mentioning the
that will
score
be
as much
really
as we
great.
can, but because of the score being on this like actual live stream for the match, we don't have the option to have the live score on the YouTube page. It might be something that we can add later on for some of the future games, but usually what everybody does is they keep the actual match stream with the scorecard and everything open on one tab and they watch us on the other tab. So if you want, again, you can just click on that link and it'll take you directly to cricketlaunch.tv where you can watch the game for free. Um, so obviously, like you were mentioning, Kritesh, another left arm spinner. Yasin comes
Mhm.
back into
Yes,
bowling.
and comebacks. There we go. That's a good bowling there. That's a swing and a miss from Mohan. That's not what you expect. If both the batters are swinging, going for wild swings, it definitely is going to cost you a wicket. And Delaware is ready.
Yeah,
He holds the bat very tight. I think we might be expecting a boundary. Let's see what he's
I
doing.
think it's going to be a
There we
boundary
go.
or a
It's a.
wicket.
I think that's a wicket.
Yeah, so
That's
just as
what
I
we
was
said.
saying. So there you go, guys. If you want insights into this game, you need to speak to Kritesh. You need to ask questions to Kritesh because he knows exactly what he's talking about. He called it just before the bowler bowled. It's either going to be a boundary or a wicket, and Delaware goes for 15 or 15. I'm just going to let you guys know as well. This is the fastest stream in the world for this game. So if you do, want to keep tabs on this game, the best place you can watch it is cricketlaunch.tv. We have the fastest stream in the world for this game, so please feel free to click on that link in the chat box and then you'll be taken to cricketlaunch.tv and you can select this game and you can watch it in HD as well. Yasin back in after getting that wicket. New batsman gets off the mark straight away. That's so important for you as a new batsman to get that single, and Sujan does exactly that and gets a single off his first ball.
It's Sujan, the new bat. Let's see what he has got. Sujan Mia Jahan. What a great name he has got. He has played only one game, not very experienced batter, but at this level, having played only one game, showing a positive shot on the first ball of your innings, it is really good. There we go. He has played very well, I would say. Not a lot of experience he has got. So really great batting from a batter. I think this is the second game of his career. Really good to see a lot of youngsters and very less experienced players getting chance to play in such a huge league. It will definitely boost your confidence and help them build a great career in this sport cricket.
Yeah, definitely. The more experience you get, the more likely you are to get to a better stage in your career. A lot of youngsters we've seen yesterday, son, the 16-year-old, and today, Rehan with the 17-year-old, having a lot of experience at this age, playing
There we go,
against
Gokul. That is the
batters.
last over for your favorite bowler, Bulbul, coming in. First ball of his last over. Or I think very high up in the air. Is that a big? Oh, that's a great
It's
catch.
probably
That's a
one of the
great
best
catch.
catches. I think he's
That is so
Nimish as
far.
well.
Yeah.
Diving front, takes an excellent catch, and Sujan goes for two. He didn't look like he was going to be there for a long time. It looked like he was there for a good time, not a long time. Ends up getting caught in his third ball. So Sujan Shah Jahan gets caught out for two of his three balls. And as we expected, there's almost like a collapse. There's not a lot of batting depth in this Bangladesh Legends team, and all of a sudden they're 138 for six with you know 11 balls to go. Now it looks like they might not even get to that 160, 150 mark, which we initially expected them to get quite easily at one point. So it just looks really unfortunate the way it's gone for them. I think a lot of emphasis on Mohan's innings now is very important, and Bulbul almost single-handedly making sure that the game, never went out of the control of the Kuwait Swedish.
Wait, Swedish. Yeah.
He got two wickets, 15 runs in 3.1 overs. Sorry, 3.2
After
overs
that
so far.
wicket, did you see Gokul? He's very happy. He's smiling all the way during his run up.
I
He's
think
enjoying the game.
exactly. That's why I like Bulbul so much. He's got such a love for his love for
Composed
the
game,
game is, yeah, he's
yeah.
just so happy just to be there and perform. Very consistent as well. Almost another wicket. The shot from Mamun hits straight back to Bulbul, who lets go of it in the end, probably to save himself, some pain. Smart choice of fielding effort. Maybe not if you're the captain, because that could have been another wicket. But if you're Bulbul, definitely you don't want to injure yourself. Mohan now on the strike. He hits it not cleanly. There's a fielder there. It's just going to be the single, and Bulbul's not going
Single.
to complain about that. And I think even for the next over, if you look at it, you're probably only expecting another 8 runs. I don't think either of these batsmen have the ability to score big, but hopefully
I
Mamun
think
proves me wrong.
150 is what the target's going to be for Kuwait Swedish, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
Let's see
wide
if 150
ball.
is it
I think
possible.
it's hit
I
the
think it hit
pad
the
apparently.
pads,
Yeah,
yeah.
so umpire, signaling that it's just clipped the pad on its way through to the keeper. Bulbul again very happy with that decision from the umpire. I'm pretty sure he was expecting it to be given a wide. So there's a big beautiful smile out for Bulbul. Uh, Again, just to let you guys know, again, I've said this a couple of times, but yesterday and day before, we had a lot of people asking this question, just to let you uh, be aware of the fact that cricketlaunch.tv has the fastest stream in the world for today's game. So if you are intrigued, if you are invested in this game in any way, shape or form, please feel free to click that link in the chat box, the pinned comment. It's also there in our description for the video. It'll take you to the cricketlaunch.tv website, where you can catch this game live in HD as the fastest stream in the world. And if you want, you can ask your questions to us as well. If you have any doubts about the game, we have our insight specialist with us today, Kritesh. He has been giving us a lot of key insights about both teams, especially considering there's only been one game in this competition so far. It's always good when you know more about the players, isn't it, Kritesh? You feel a little bit more
Yeah,
invested in the
definitely.
game. And the main
Definitely.
man, who's bowled really well, taken a good catch as well. The last over, Nimesh comes back into the bowling attack again. A little bit of batting skills. Sorry,
It's not a bad, it's a
football
football
skills
skill.
of the
He kicks
batsman.
the ball and tries to go for a
Yeah, I'm
run.
not quite
Very
sure
cheeky,
if
but he
I'm
can
not
do
quite sure if the
that.
run would have been given even if they actually completed the run. But you can't be doing that, Mamun. You can't be hitting the ball into the ground and then kicking it away, and then trying to get a run. I think quite a lot of things happening in the last 3-4 overs, don't you think? Good
I
catches,
think
wild
I
misses,
remember my
boundaries.
childhood days where we used to play with football. We play cricket with football. So if you kick the ball and run, that's how we play the game. I think he must be someone who has played
I
very
think
similar
I
game
think
in his
that's a new
childhood.
sport in its entirety, Kritish. Again, very weird. He's tried to play it on the leg side. He stepped outside the off stump and tried to almost pull it to the leg side. It ends up going to point. I'm not quite sure what is going on with Mamun. It doesn't look like he's enjoying his cricket at the moment. But Nimish is not going to complain. He's bowled really economically this over.
Good shot, very
Top
high up in the
edge.
air. There we go. Oh, it's Bulbul again.
Bull is
Bulbul is the
having the
man.
time of his life. He's doing everything for his team. He's getting the wickets with the ball. He's getting the catches in the field. Only thing left for him is probably,
Come out, bat, and
exactly play match-winning innings with the
chase the
bat.
tide. Yeah.
Um, Again,
We might be seeing it. We have to wait for it, Gokul. You never know. He might come and score a lot of runs.
definitely, definitely.
Just to let you guys know, more than discussion and questions, we can also do like a prediction for this game, and it'll be very funny and interesting for us. You can tell us what you predict, and we'll tell what is in our mind, and let's see who has better insights.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cricket Better for Life hasn't joined us today because he usually says that he has updates from the ground.
No.
The new batsman coming in, and Nimesh is probably going to try to get another wicket here. Bowls outside off stump, batsman gets off the mark. Mansoor probably doing the right thing, giving batting to his non-striker there. But at the same
We were
time,
expecting somewhere about 170 at one point, Gokul,
yeah,
but due to the wicket of
Pius,
sorry, Pius, yeah, it has come down drastically.
yeah.
At least we expected them to score somewhere 150.
They might run a couple
It
of
might be a
runs. They should go
decent
for three as
target
well
to
here
achieve
if
defend
they
here.
can, but I don't think they are going
I
to
think
go
they're
for
going
it.
for
I think he's made it. I think
he,
the
he must have
throw
made
is
it, I think
very
so.
poor. I think
I think
they
they're
are going
going
to go
upstairs
upstairs.
for
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
think they will go upstairs, but it does look like it's going to be 3 runs for Mamoon there.
Mhm.
Again, Overall, if you're a Bangladesh Legends coach, you're going to be happy with the performance so far, don't you think, Ritesh? Considering that they were only probably in for about 135 runs initially, they've done decent enough that they, got to 145. They could have gone to maybe, 155, 160 even if they didn't
Yeah.
lose wickets at key intervals. Um, but in the end of the day, like the way the wicket has played out so far, I don't think it's enough for them to defend. I think they probably are 15, 20 runs short, and that's gonna,
Definitely, like that. I don't think 15, 20 runs. I think it's more than that, what they needed to put up a defendable target. But 143, I think, with a lot of experienced batters, Kuwait side, they might be able to take on it very easily until and unless Bangladesh come up with
Yeah,
a
so
great bowling
that's the
lineup and
confirmation from the third umpire that it is not out. So they have ran the
three
three,
runs, I
and I think
guess.
it's going to be 146 as their score in the innings. Yeah, it's just updated on the stream as well. So 146 for seven after the 20 overs for the Bangladesh Legends. I think we have a very interesting chase on the cards here today. Interesting, choice of batting lineup from Bangladesh Legends, sending the 17-year-old early on, Abu Bakr and Pius, the best players in the team today. I think Pierce obviously scoring 64 of 48, main man in the team, scoring a bulk of their runs, and Abu Bakr supporting him really well with a few boundaries, but not a lot of support for the rest of the players today. But again, you can't really blame them. Bowling from the spinners has been very consistent. Bulbul probably my main man for the Kuwait Swedish today. 4 overs, 10 dot balls. He's only given away 18 runs. I don't think I remember seeing more than one boundary being hit off Bulbul, so that's been very important as well. Getting two key wickets, one great catch, and a bowling economy of 4.5. That kind of consistency is invaluable in this league. The most economical by a long shot, and Manjula obviously backing him up as well in his 4 overs, only going for 25 runs and getting a key wicket at a 6.25 economy. Again, just to let you guys know, we will be going for a quick break as we wait for the second innings to begin. But if you guys are invested in this game, if you are trying to watch this game, please make sure you click on the link in the chat box, cricketlaunch.tv. It'll take you to our website where this game is streamed live in HD. It is also the fastest stream in the world for today's game, as well as all of the other Falcon Premier Cup games. So make sure you remember you save that link in your browser so you can watch all of those games live as well, and we'll get back to you as the action continues for the second innings.
Thank you guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for the chase. Thank you.
Hey guys, if you're joining us again, we are getting underway in the second innings in this interesting contest between Kuwait, Swedish, and the Bangladesh Legends.
We expected to have a couple of minutes break, but it seems like they had a lunch break. We can see Pius, after having an incredible batting attack, he's come into bowling very first over. Let's see what he's able to deliver after having a great batting very first. What do you expect, Gopi? Do you think he might be
Just one
able to
second,
take
guys.
few wickets?
My mic, there's a lot of echo.
What do you expect? What do you expect? Do you think he might be able to take? There we go. First ball of the innings. Pius, great bowling, but unfortunately that's a wide. This is what we've been talking in the first innings, Gokul.
Yeah.
Not to aim on the leg side, try to go for the offside for the batters. It might be very difficult for them to score runs
Yeah, the
in
last thing
that
you want
regime.
is for Ravija to get set. As he spoke,
Yeah.
he's probably one of their better batsmen. Jude as well wants to get going in the tournament. He hasn't been able to get any big scores so far. So you probably want to bowl, very good line and length to these guys. That's probably better. A little bit foolish still, but again, with the
Yeah.
movement he's getting, I wouldn't really be concerned about being that full. That's not really a problem. What is a problem is, not having consistency. If you bowl a couple of
Mhm.
wayward balls every over, that's all they need. If they get 2 3 boundaries in those first couple of overs, they're going to get confident, they're going to be settled, and then it's going to be a problem for you. So it's always better if you're able to bowl a consistent line on length, even if you're not overly focused on your pace. It's fine. I don't think it's an issue. The problem usually
Oh my
arises.
God.
Yeah, see, there you go.
That's a huge
That's
wide.
that's a
That's
wide
that
four,
costed him a lot.
and
This is
six of
not
just one ball
pitchy.
now. So it's
Yeah.
basically a lot of wasted effort from Pius. He did really well with the bat, but he shouldn't undo all of that, positivity by bowling wayward when it's his chance to bowl. I think he has to be careful now, don't you think, Ritesh?
Yeah, definitely he needs to be careful now after what we saw. But we have seen a lot of bowlers they've made their recovery after having a very bad first over, coming back delivering incredible 3 overs in this spell.
It's
So
a
it
really
might be
good pickup from Ravija. He saw
good
that ball
shot.
early on, and it goes from bad to
That's
worse for Pius. 2 balls, 12 runs, Kritesh. What do you make of this batting
wow,
performance so
it's
far?
definitely very incredible start. Uh, I think Pierce is getting the same taste what he gave to them in the previous innings. Ravijay is showing he is no less than Piyush. He can definitely score. Not just waiting for so long. He started from very first ball, I would say. That's very great. I think out of these two, Ravija and Jude, Ravija is definitely the better
He
batsman
goes for it
who we
again,
might be
doesn't connect
expecting.
it this
There we
time,
go.
but because of the power play, there's no fielder in the boundary there. Gets another boundary, so it's just a huge hit to the Bangladesh Legends' chances of winning this game. Obviously, they thought that they had done a decent enough job with the bat, but Pius's first over itself almost seems to have undone all of the pressure that they probably would have had on this Kuwait Swedish batting team. I think this is the reason why we saw throughout that first innings, everybody was still backing Kuwait Swedish to win this game, pretty comfortably throughout that Bangladesh Legends batting performance. Even though they did really well, it's not good enough. At least there's a decent effort in the field to stop it for a single there, but overall, it just hasn't been a
Definitely,
consistent
definitely the
line on
damage
length
has been
from
made.
Pius.
So yeah, the damage has been made very beginning of the innings, scoring 17 runs of the first over. How often do you see that, Gokul? We don't see a very high scoring first over
Yeah,
in a
especially in
T20
this
game.
competition, I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen any of the games having more than 12 runs scored in the first over, and there's still 2 balls left, and a lot of
yeah.
things can happen in those 2 balls. If you're Pius, you're hoping to get a wicket in one of these balls to at least redeem yourself a little bit. It was very
Ooh, that might
close.
be very close.
Yeah, but there's no appeal from
Yeah,
the
umpire is
wicketkeeper. I
not
think it's
convinced.
a lot of movement inward from Pius, and Jude first ball. Slashed at it hard, no contact though.
Let's talk about Ravija's career. He has played 224 games,
Mm.
and 25 of them it's been not out and scored 6,900 runs and highest of 149 runs. He's averaging about 36, and his strike rate is very high for a batter at this tournament. His strike rate is 170. So that is what he's showing us clearly that he's capable of going for those huge shots. He has scored 11 hundreds, Gokul. Can you believe? Previously, we were talking that Piyush he has scored four career
Five.
centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in for fifth one today, but unfortunately, he was unable to do it. But Ravija is definitely very much experienced, better than Piyush. He scored 11 hundreds and then four, five, so many 50s as well. So I think he might be in for a lot of runs today.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
never
I
know. He
think
might be the
Ravija
tournament's highest
looks,
scorer.
really happy to go after the bowlers so far. The last thing you want is a person like Ravija to get set. He's going to punish you really. Um, if you look at his previous performances as well, like you mentioned, he's probably the biggest outlet for runs. If he gets settled, then you're looking at a really big score.
Yeah, definitely agree to that. Let's see what if they change in the bowling attack. Will they bring in spinners or will they try to continue with pacers? Let's see what they've got. I think it might be a spinner coming in.
I
The way
think,
he's holding the
yeah,
ball,
I'm not gonna, I'm not.
no, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think it is a pacer, but left-hand pacer, I think.
Yeah, but again, I just think maybe bringing a spinner now would be the right thing to do, especially with Ravija on
Yeah,
strike. He loves to face pace bowlers. He loves it when the ball comes on. So I think if they keep going for maybe medium pace or quicker bowlers, I'm expecting maybe 10 runs plus in the coming overs as well. So we'll just have to wait and see with what intent.
yeah.
Ravija goes after Sujan Mia. Sujan Mia again, experienced bowler. He has a history of playing games in Kuwait. I think this is only his second game though for this Bangladesh Legends team. Uh,
So that's a
Immediately starts with a
bad
full
ball.
toss.
That's not what you bowl to Ravija. Very
It's
bad
a
ball there.
easy attempt on Ravija's end because it's a full toss. It's not a risky shot for him to take on that infield over covers. As long as he gets it over that infield, that's a boundary. Because there's a little bit of pace on the ball, enough for it to be you know something that can go for a four as long as the connection is good. So I think Ravi just already gotten off to a really great start, 15 of 5. I think he's just
Yeah.
going to go after the bowlers even more if anything now because he knows that there's no risk element involved in him going aggressive because the bowling has been so poor so far. Another bad ball,
Yeah. Another
wide
bad
ball.
ball. That's another extra.
I think the extras don't help either. Obviously, third extra of the innings so far, and it's just been the 7 balls played. That, along with the fact that the balls that are not extras, are very loose deliveries anyway. It doesn't really help cause it looks like it's going to be very expensive now if Sujan Mia keeps bowling wayward. It's another bad ball, but ends up not getting punished. Ravi's almost dragging it to the leg side. If he tried playing
Yeah,
that
I think
shot.
he couldn't place it properly with a bat. Maybe mistiming shot, or else that would have found its way to the boundary, I
Definitely. I
think.
think he should have
Yeah.
tried playing it over covers like he did that first ball. I think he would have had a much better outcome if he tried to do that. Obviously, you can see he's sliding slightly ahead of the crease. He thinks maybe he can take on the pace even more than, again, that's the direction I was expecting him to go with
Yeah.
the previous ball as well through covers. The fielder got his hand to it, basically slowed the ball down enough so that it doesn't go for four.
It's an
And then he
easy
ends
two
up getting
between
a
the wickets. Yeah.
couple of runs as well. Yeah, so 17 of 7 so far for Divija, and no runs for Jude so far in the 2 balls that he's faced. 25 for no loss, and three balls left in this over. Initially, my expectations were that they were going to go, with some level of patience into this innings because they wouldn't want to lose wickets. But
There we
Ravija
go again.
yeah,
There
Ravi
we go
just
again.
proving me wrong. Any bad ball and Ravi just gonna take on the bowlers. Again, you mentioned the quality difference between the rest of the batsmen in the league and somebody like Ravija. The amount of experience, the amount of big scores that he scored. He's confident. He looks more than happy to take on every ball from both of these base bowlers in the early stages of this innings. If you guys are watching, please do let us know what your thoughts are about Ravija because incredible batting performance from him so far. He looks like he's in really good touch, really good form, and Sujan Mia struggling quite a lot with his line and length. First, really good ball from Sujan Mia. and Ravi just happy to take a single. I think that's the smart thing to do there as well.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
to take a
That
single
is what
after the boundary.
that's what most of the batsmen were lacking in today's game.
Hmm.
When they know that they're able to go for boundaries, they just don't stop to do it. They keep going for it in every single ball, and they end up losing the wicket. But what Ravija has shown today, it's very positive. It proves that he's a well experienced batter because
Yeah,
he got his boundary, utilized two balls,
yeah.
two bad balls, and then he goes back, drops down the gear, and rotate strikes. That's what you expect from a well experienced batter like Ravija.
A lot of effort in the field, but I don't think it was like necessary. I think the ball had slowed down enough that
Yeah,
he could have probably just stood his ground and taken the ball into his grasp. But the fielder wanted to show his commitment and did fairly
yeah,
well enough. I don't think it costed them any extra runs anyway. So 16 of that first Sujan Mia over. I think that is a big problem now. 34 of the 2 overs. Do you see them slowing down, Kritesh? I genuinely don't because I think they're looking at
definitely
a
not.
70, 80 run power play maybe even from this point because
Yeah,
of them getting set now. We've seen this, with Kader Wali a couple of days ago, as he got settled into his innings earlier on in the power play, he just decided to keep going. I think you're scoring at least 10 and over now from this
mhm.
stage. I don't think they're going to slow down um,
Definitely. There is no
at any
slowing down
point.
at this point, especially from Ravija. He definitely spots one or two balls, loose balls in every over and converts them very well.
Hmm.
See, this is a good ball. He faces it very well, defends it. This is what you expect. And I'm pretty sure he might be going for a huge shot in this over where he finds the ball to be a
Yeah,
bit on his angle. Yeah.
definitely. I think he found a lot of interest in the way Pius was bowling as well in that first over. So if he sees any looseners, any full length deliveries, especially aimed at his pads, the stumps, he's going to go after it. I think that's similar,
That's a huge shot, I think.
but I don't think it's got as much distance as he would have wanted. But there's no fielder in the boundary to take the catch.
Yeah.
But I think long on comes quickly enough to cover it so that it doesn't go for four. One bounce, and he stopped it from going for four. So. Good enough fielding in the boundary, but I think the bowling is just poor. You've seen it already. 3 times he's bowled on the stumps, and Ravi just taken him on and found success. I think this time he ended up getting more elevation than distance, which is something that he's probably disappointed with because that's another ball that he could have dispatched for a six. But it's been quite a lot of doubles as well between the two of these batsmen. I think this is the third, a fourth double in the inning so far. It's good running between the wickets, and Ravichandran looks unstoppable almost. He looks, more than happy to take on almost every ball from Pius. He doesn't look threatened at all by Pius. Obviously, the angle at which Pius bowls as well is coming into Ravija, and he's somebody who likes the ball when it's coming into him. I think Ravija's in for a massive score today. What do you think, Ritesh?
Definitely. Ravi is in for a massive score, and as well, the team is in for a massive total coming out of power play. I think they might be aiming somewhere around 75 runs or more than 70 runs easily,
Do you
the
think
way they're playing now.
Ravija's on for a 50?
Yeah, definitely. But I'm not quite sure because in the last two balls which he has faced,
Yeah.
there was no confidence. It was a risky shot, I think. So reaching 50, that might be,
But
I
again, when you
would
look at
say, yeah.
his stats
Hmm.
show that he's an aggressive batsman, but he still gets a lot of these big scores. Really good shot
Yeah.
from
Good
Jude.
shot from Jude as
He
well.
takes
Yeah.
on Pius this time and he gets a boundary. I think it's gone all the way actually. So that's
For the
another
six, yeah.
six in the innings. And Pius is just not getting his lines correct. He is getting a lot of movements. I would expect him to bowl a little bit wider, almost target that wide line, and with the shape and movement he gets, it should come in, at a fourth, fifth stump line. If he bowls on the leg side for Jude or Ravija, you know how strong these two batsmen are when it comes to the
On
pull
the leg
shot.
side,
They're
yes.
more than happy to take on the bowler, and obviously there's no fielder in deep square leg either. So fielding, oh, that's an excellent
There we go.
cover
Another
drive,
shot.
but good
Good
fielding.
fielding.
He's hurt himself in the field. I think it's the 17-year-old in the field, but he does really well to
Stop
block
the
the ball
ball,
from
yeah.
going for any more runs. So 28 of the 2 overs for Pius so far, and a really good over undone by that six. So 10 runs of the over anyway, and 44 for no loss after the 3 overs. And I think,
If this continues, I think they might be aiming at 80 coming out of power play, I think. Definitely that is possible.
yeah, I mean, I
I
wouldn't
think
I wouldn't
Jude
be
took time.
surprised. I
He
wouldn't
did
be
not take a
surprised.
lot of time, I would say, Jude. He faced five balls. He got settled. Now he is going for it. That is what you expect from a well-experienced batter, an opener during power play. You don't take a lot of time. You face few balls, you get settled and go for it. That is what clearly Jude is showing us now.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's say I think that Sujan Mia is coming in. I I think the
Yeah, I
best
think
thing to
I
do for
think
the bowling team is to bring a different bowler.
yeah, I think
Use spin
spin
maybe.
exactly.
These
So
two are
I think we
yeah.
both agree on that. I think spin has to come in as quickly as possible because Sujan Mia now I think is a massive gamble. I think this game is already out almost out of Bangladesh Legends grasp, and another expensive over now could be curtains for them. Good fielding again from the 17-year-old. He's been really solid. What do you think about his performance so far? Obviously, he wasn't able to do as much as he probably would have wanted with the bat, but in the field, he's
Yeah.
looked solid.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking solid with the fielding. He's putting his line. Even though he got injured, he doesn't seem scared of to like go for fielding. He's really good. I think he might be coming to bowling as well. Yesterday we saw the 16-year-old did great with bowling and then comes back. He helped the partner with scoring as well. So we might be expecting the same from him today. It's good to see young talents coming in, playing with experienced players and performing very well out there. Sujan Mia has controlled it very well. I think this is what you expect from Sujan Mia, having a great recovery, doing a comeback
Yeah,
after
but
letting them
but would
score
you
16
still
runs of the
would you
first over.
still want to have a pacer next over, or do you think it's still
No, I
better
think
to
it's
have
better for
a?
the bowling team to change and change the tactics, bring in a spinner. These two, they are very comfortable going against pacers.
There's a
It is
question
very
for you.
easy.
I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure if it's a question. That's a big shot from Ravi Jar. I think he's got hold of it as well. That's another six. So Sujan Mia realizing if he ever makes a mistake with his line or length, he's going to get punished immediately. Anon asks if they keep paces, it's going for over 10 in the over. Do you agree with that statement, Kritesh? Do you think they're going to
I think
maybe go
definitely
over
it's
10?
going to be definitely it is going more than over 10 over or 10 over I would say the way
Yeah,
they are playing is definitely in for 12 13 runs in an over,
yeah,
so
definitely.
bringing in a praiser it's going to cost them a lot,
Yeah.
so it's better they change the tactics, bring in a spinner and try to reduce the
I
I
think
think
Jude
change
looks
of
really good
bowling
as well,
would
to be fair, at this
definitely
point. So you probably want to bring a spinner as soon as possible just to get Jude at least out because Ravija looks very solid now. And again,
yeah,
he's lucky there not to get punished, Sujan Mia. He's bowled a leg side full toss. I think Ravija is very disappointed that he was not able to,
not
make something
facing
of it. So I think that answers your question there, Anon. If they do keep paces, I think it's gonna be this game's gonna get finished very quickly. I think maybe even before the 10th over, you might see a potential outcome. The way these two are going about it, and again, both of these guys are six hitters. If you look at their career stats, they do hit a lot of sixes comparatively to boundaries. Obviously, not as many, but when you look at the amount of runs that they score, the percentage of runs that they score, a lot of those runs come through sixes. So both of them big hitters, especially Ravija on the stream, with the black gloves. So if you guys are watching the stream, that's something you need to keep in mind. Every time Ravija is batting, he's
you
got the
see the
black gloves.
black girls that's definitely going for boundaries.
Yeah, I think that's intimidating, thing to look at. Obviously, having somebody with black gloves who's hitting you, I think it's a unique thing. I think everybody else I've seen so far today have had colored gloves, and I think Ravija liked the gloves. He's showing his personality, very dark, brooding figure, intimidating figure when he comes out to bat. Number 16. I think, like we mentioned, there is a bowling change. Mohan is in, but it's still going to be. I think it's right arm medium pace from Mohan. If I'm
We saw that Bangladesh they had a lot of spinners, whereas sorry Kuwait they had a lot of spinners, whereas Bangladesh they lack them. I think they don't have experienced spinners in their squad, which they should have a look into and try to change the squads for
Definitely,
the
we have
upcoming
some
games.
Ravija fans in the chat now. It says Jay Goguri says Ravija fire, so he is on fire, scoring very easily, 35 of 16, going at a really good healthy strike rate of over 200. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to take something special to get him out, and it's going to take something more special to get Jude out. I think Jude looks pretty confident as well.
Yeah. These
Um,
two, they look very confident. I won't be surprised if these two end the game.
yeah.
These two easily can
It
chase the
doesn't look like
target.
there's any pressure on them, if I'm being honest, and I think
Yeah.
that
Even though
becomes
there is
a
no, even though there is no pressure, and even though the target is not very huge, they don't seem to slow down. They're continuing with the same intent, which is quite positive,
yeah.
I would say.
Definitely, I definitely agree with you on that. Again, a beautifully played shot, but I think it's
Oh,
dropped.
that's a drop catch.
Uh,
That's going to cost them a lot there.
he
Dropping a
he hit
catch,
it
yeah.
really well. He connected it well, but it went straight to the fielder, and the fielder at mid off ended up dropping a sitter. You have to take those, Kritesh. We talk about how important taking catches is in cricket. Catches win you matches. Obviously, that's something that you're taught from when you're a child, at an academy level. But you can't be dropping a catch like that. That's a genuine sitter. You have to be hanging on to those. And luckily, he doesn't get punished immediately. Mohan has, I think, looked a little
Mohan
bit
is,
better. His angle,
yeah.
bowling right arm around the wicket, not something that you usually see right arm bowlers do to a right arm batsman. But I think he wants to do that to neutralize that leg side, capabilities of both Jude and Ravija. He wants to make sure that he's forcing the batsman to play on the offside instead, which is something really smart, and it's something that the other bowlers could have focused on. Again, he gets his line wrong this time on
Which
the leg side, gets punished immediately. Jude pulls him over, square leg. I think how 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 much you know how much of effort do you need to constantly put to keep your line and length correct, Kritesh? Because every time they bowled a ball on the leg side, they've been punished.
Yeah, not only this innings, I've seen it throughout this tournament. If you bowl it on the leg side, you definitely there's a good chance for you getting punished. And it is very see, there we go. It's again to the leg side. It did not place it very well, but I think it would find its way to the
I
four.
think no,
Yeah,
I think he saved it.
that's a
I
four.
think no, he
No, no, it's
has it
fine.
has gone for four. The
Yeah.
football skills quite not working out. It's almost injured himself. The umpire does give it a four. The batsmen keep running though, so I think there was a little bit of confusion whether it's gone for four or not. But I think
Mhm.
the umpire has signaled, so that's essentially that's all it is. But again, he's bowled a little bit fuller. Uh, Jude goes for the shot on the big heave on the leg side, ends up getting a top edge. Uh, Unfortunately, just over the fielder if you're Mohan, and back-to-back boundaries. So the first four balls going really well just for the 2 runs, and then the over ends up going for 10. So it does look like they're not able to catch a break. And we initially said, after those first 2 overs, we said they're probably going to go over 75 runs in the power play, and it does look like they are going over 75 runs in the power play because, with an over to spare, they've already gotten 65. They've almost
I don't
averaged.
think it is a good thought of bringing Pius again. You definitely don't want to
After
bring
those
Pius
first two
again.
overs.
I don't know what has gotten into the bowling team's mindset. Ravija, he looks very confident, very comfortable playing against Pius. They're going for it. He has given 28 runs in the 2 overs which he has bowled. Definitely not a better option to bring. Mohan, he was
Again, Pius,
pretty decent.
normally you would look at him and he has an 8 economy, which isn't something that you would be, looking at from a career player and be like, okay, you know what, maybe that's not good enough, basically. But today he's just not found his line or length. He's gone for 28 runs in his 2 overs so far, and he starts off with a loosener outside off stump, but straight to the fielder at backward point. So Ravija doesn't end up capitalizing on that loosener.
Do you think 80 runs is coming out of this power play, Gokul? There's 5 more balls to go. Do you
I
think
think to
15
score
run is a possibility?
15, I mean, considering the way it's gone against Piyush, you wouldn't, go against that, possibility. But at the same time, I just think it's probably not going to be as aggressive between the two batsmen in the last over of the power play. They'd probably want to, keep their wicket anyway because the next period of play should be easier for them. I think they'll be more than happy like this, to get a couple of runs. Um, my problem is even if they get maybe only 70 runs, which is very unlikely with 4 balls still being left in the game. What I don't understand is what is Delaware doing? Why is he not bringing spin in? You've seen how effective spin has been in the power play in this competition before, especially when the teams have leaked runs earlier on. Delaware needs to make sure that he gets his bowling options, correct. It's a really wide ball. If he left it, that would have definitely been a wide, but he connects with that really well, Ravija,
He utilizes it
and
very
he
well.
dispatches
I
Pius for a
think
six
uh,
over covers.
I think Gokul Ravija heard us talk that if you bowl on the leg side, you might be uh, it's going to be difficult and you should be trying bowling on the outside. He proves us that you bowl me anywhere. I can easily connect it and convert it into a boundary. That's
Yeah, I
what
think
an
that's what
experienced batter
quality
can do.
shows. Exactly.
Yeah,
The experience of Ravi just coming, into fruition there. Just he's just showing you how, you know, quality affects the gameplay. He's just taken a wide ball. Obviously, he's a very tall man, a lot of reach as well. He moves into the stumps. Again, that's the line you need to be bowling if you're Pierce. The ball coming into
yeah.
that fourth stump. As long as you bowl a good ball, Ravi's just the kind of batsman. You might not get his wicket, but he's going to treat you with some respect. He's going to make sure that he defends the ball. He does the right thing instead of trying to dispatch you. If you bowl
Do
anywhere,
you think
all his legs.
Ravija will be looking for half century with style? Do you think he's going to go for a six there?
I wouldn't be surprised because I don't think Ravi is the kind of batsman who's going
There
to
we
take
go.
his
It's high
time.
up in the air. If you drop it, then it's going to
It's
cost you a lot.
another
Oh my
drop catch.
God,
So the
that's a drop
second
catch. You
life for
can't do this.
Ravija. The field is saying that he lost the ball in the sky, but I don't think there's an excuse. Pius is very upset. He could have got a wicket out of Ravija with the second last ball, and obviously that would have, reinstated some self-respect for him. But it just looks like it's Kuwait Swedish's day. It looks like it's Ravija's day, and I don't think anything's going to change that. So it's really unfortunate that two drop catches, but what are you gonna you can't really question Ravija. He's going to go after the bowlers. He's going to do what he wants. And Jude, again, very straight, full toss. Jude plays really well.
That's a
Straight drive,
four.
gets a
That's a
boundary.
big
Goes
shot.
straight past the bowler. Pius is
Just we
upset
spoke.
with the fielder,
They
but I
re
don't think there's anything you can say to the fielder when you're bowling there. Again, I don't understand what Delaware is doing. Bringing Pius back into the attack. You said this as well at the beginning of the over, Kritesh. Not the smartest thing to bring a pacer who's struggling quite a lot back into the attack. 78 for no loss after the power play. And just to
they
let
were
you
very
guys know
close.
as
We
well,
expected them
they're
to.
already 50% of the way in the chase, and they've only got to the end of the power play. 78 of 36 is the partnership. Ravija 45 of 22 and Jude 25 of 14. So both of these batsmen really going really well. And how much do you think they're going to be looking at targeting in each over post power play? I think they're looking at maybe 8 or 9 runs in an over. Kritesh, what do you think?
Definitely, I think they're in a good intent. They have not lost any wickets, so there is no need for them to drop the gear and go to be like playing a conservative style cricket after coming out of power play. They can still try to maintain the same intent. If not, maybe reduce it a little bit. But I don't think that Ravija will reduce his intent. You can see how confident he is. He wants to get into the crease, face the bowlers, go for it. So definitely 8, 9 runs in an over is possible, Gokul. Let's see, Mohan is coming for a second over. He's been very good. He's a very experienced bowler. He has played 94 games, bowled over 225 overs. Economy is under 8.
Yeah.
He's taken 68 wickets in his career. So one of the very experienced bowler
Yeah,
for Bangladesh.
a lot of fans
So
for Ravija now. Ravija fans assembles as Anon and he's putting his hopes on Ravija to help his predictions out. So fair play. I think that's I can understand why somebody would want to do that. Ravija making room for
there
himself
we go.
over
I think
covers.
that's
It's
a
really
half
high in the air,
century.
but I think there might be a fielder in the boundary there. There isn't,
No,
and it's
that's
gone all
fine.
the way
It's
for
away.
six. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if there are 20 fielders on the ground because Ravi is going to hit you for a six anyway. So what's the point of having fielders? Everybody can go and have a seat, have a drink as well. Enjoy this batting performance from Ravija because it does look like it's a one-man show. So Ravija, getting to his 50 there, like you said, in style, 51 of 24, over 200 strike rate,
It's a wide.
and that's a wide ball. I think that's a harsh call to be fair, Kritesh. I think that was on the wide line as it was passing the crease. But again, you can't blame the umpire for giving that a wide either. I think Gogri and Anon are very happy
I
with
think
the way the game's going.
it is definitely the batsman putting pressure on bowlers, making them give this extras.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
A
that's a
good
good
comeback
length there.
from Mohan. Again,
Yeah.
I think Mohan's angle has helped him out quite a lot. But does the angle really matter when you're bowling to somebody like Ravija? He can play you all around the park. He's played a
Mhm.
couple of big shots on the leg side. He's played a couple
A
of
big
big
shots on the
shots over
offside as well.
covers as well. So exactly. So I don't think he really cares where you bowl. If it's full, he's going to take you on, and it's
There we go
straight this
straight.
time.
As we were
It's
talking about
arrow
outside and
straight.
leg
It's
side, he
just
says that he
over
says
the
that.
umpire's head, Kritesh. He's hit him straight. It doesn't doesn't matter where you bowl, he can
Yeah.
hit you. It's almost like a 360 team player. Gongre says Ravicha carrying the team. I think it's almost like he's not giving anybody else the opportunity to carry the
Opportunity to
team.
do it. Yeah.
He wants to finish the game almost on his own. I think he's chasing his 100 today. It could be a
Yeah.
12th career 100 in Kuwait domestic cricket. And Bangladesh legends not, you know, oh, there's a
Ooh.
big shot. I think he lost eyesight on the ball, ended up, hitting the ball back onto his own leg. Do you think that's going to affect his confidence a bit, or do you think he's
No,
not going to care?
definitely not. I think that is going to trigger him a lot more. I think he's going to go for it again.
Yeah, I mean,
Mohan.
as a stats specialist, Kritesh, what would you say now? Because all of the numbers go out of the window when there's somebody like this batting. It's another big shot. It doesn't go quite all
That's
the
a
way for a
four.
six, but it's a one bounce four. How can you plan ahead? How can you look at lines and how can you talk about like probable scores at different stages of the game? And somebody like um, Ravija is batting, he's just going to take you on regardless and he's going to score runs freely. Sixes, fours, this is the third boundary of the over. I thought overall Mohan's been the best bowler in the team so far,
Yeah,
and
definitely agree.
he's got hit for
That's
two
what I had in
sixes
my
in a
mind
row.
as well. That's what I had in my mind as well.
Yeah,
Mohan seemed to be the best bowler of the team. I think they've not got a lot of spinning options as we
yeah,
spoke before, so they might be relying on Mohan more. But it's no way. Even
yeah.
if
I
you're an
mean, just
experienced
just to
bowler, even if
Just to tell you
sorry,
something, Kritesh, in the
yeah,
first over, you said, how often do we see the first over of a match in the second innings
yeah,
going for 17
the
runs?
same way.
Now, I
Yes,
want to
coming out
ask
of
you
power play.
exactly how often do you see in a T20 game these days 17 runs coming off the first over post power play? I think if you were to back an outcome now, it has to be over 10 or 11 runs in an over from this point because I
Yeah,
don't see Ravi just slowing down. I don't see Jude slowing down. We have a spinner coming in, first over of spin, Jude facing in. That might potentially mean maybe about 9, 10 runs in this over, depending on how Jude goes after him. But I don't
yeah.
see Jude
I
slowing
think
down.
if they play conservatively, then it is 9, 10 runs in an over. The way they are playing, the
Yeah.
intent they have got. If they are playing with intent, it is going to be more
Again,
than 15 runs, more than 14 runs.
just to let
So
you
as you
guys know
said,
as well, we got a few people watching. I hope you guys are watching this match, live. We remember Funny Man yesterday wanted to talk about the quality of cricket. I'm sure he would have been really happy to watch this level of cricket from Ravija and Jude in this innings. Top quality batting performance so far. As a lot of you guys in the comments have been saying, Ravija is on fire. He is carrying the team. So if you guys are not watching already, click on the link in the chat and join us in watching this match as Mamun bowls to Ravija. It's a full toss,
there we go.
horrible
That's
ball.
another six.
And I think that's probably the biggest six of the day. I think it's out of the ground. I think it's over the that stands section. I think they'll have to
I
send somebody
think,
to find the ball now.
yeah, definitely. If Ravisha keeps playing like this, they might run out of balls, I would say. It's all huge sixes, and you can't be bowling such bad ball to Ravija. He's got all the power. Even if it is the slowest ball you bowl, it is going to find its way to the boundary. Not only boundary, it is going to go all the way over stadium.
Yeah, I think I found a
So,
new fan. I think along with Bulbul, I think Ravija might be my favorite player in this team now.
definitely.
Incredibly like powerful hitting from Ravija. I
There we
think he's
go.
going
Another
again.
one.
I don't
Another
think he's
six.
got quite a hold of this. I think there might be a fielder there. There isn't, and
No,
it's gone for
that's
six
six.
just
That's
over the
another six.
boundary. But it looks like Ravija has some appointments today in the evening because he's in a hurry to finish this game off. He does not want to bat the full 20 overs. He wants a big break. I think they have another game as well in the evening today. So he wants to have a nice relaxed break between this game and the game that they will be playing in the evening. Two
That's
sixes back to
another
back.
six. That's another six.
Three
That's a hat
sixes
trick.
for Ravija. Yuvraj Singh, who we've got Ravija in the house. He's going absolutely insane. He's hit three sixes in a row. We did say probably bringing spin is the right thing to do, but is there anybody who can bowl now? Might as well give the wicketkeeper an option to bowl because it doesn't matter who bowls. The outcome is going to be a six either way. So
I think
three
that's
sixes
another
in a
ball going up in the air. Let's see if it is a six. Is it a six again? That's another six. Another
My
six.
word,
God.
there's four sixes in a row. Kritesh, you did say you
There's
wanted to
fireworks. There's a
see
lot of
some big
fireworks
hitting
happening.
today. I remember
Yeah.
beginning of the stream, you did say you wanted to see some big hitting today because that's something that we didn't really get to see since that Kadir Wali innings.
Yeah.
Ravi just making Kadir Wali look like a conservative
That,
batsman here because
yeah.
he's going berserk. 85 of 32, Kritesh, four
I
sixes
think
in a row.
it was Kadabali scored 85 of 35 balls, and Ravija scored three balls before him. He scored
Exactly.
85 of
I
32.
think
But,
I
uh,
think
but
there is a
Kadabali lost his wicket, whereas Ravija is still out there. He
oh,
might
it's
be in for a
commentator's
century.
curse, Kritesh. Commentator's curse. I have a feeling he's gonna get out. So if anybody's backing a wicket now, I think you guys should back the wicket after some commentator's curse from Kritesh. Let's just have a look to see if at least the commentator
That's
can get.
another four. That's another four. He
Oh
doesn't seem
my
to
God.
stop. He's not happy with the
He's
boundaries.
just
He
swinging
needs
at
more. He's
everything.
very
He's
hungry
one
for it.
bounce as well. I mean, what can you do if you're a Bangladeshi legends bowler now, Kritesh? What can you do? Is there anything that you can do? Is there anything that you can try to do? I think this game's already, it
There's
was
nothing.
gone,
There's nothing.
post
You
power
just give
play.
up. You have to give up against Ravija.
We did say if
They,
the
they
if
try. They,
Ravija continues to bat the way he was batting in the power play, that this game might finish before that 10th over mark. And he has 12 balls now, and I think that the way
do you
they're
think
going,
that?
12
Yeah,
balls,
I think
21 runs, Kritesh. Sorry, 22 runs they need to win in 12 balls. Do you think they can chase it down?
very easily if Ravija comes to strike, and he is very hungry for his 100.
If
I,
you're
I
Jude
think it
now,
might
do
be.
you want to try to almost, spoil Ravija's fun, or do you want to just take a single and enjoy your, non-striker get his 100? He's only 11 runs away. They need 22 runs
Yeah.
to win the game. I think there's definitely the possibility of a Ravija 100 here. So if anybody backed Ravija to hit 100, this is your opportunity. And if you guys are not watching the game on cricketlaunch.tv already, I would definitely recommend that you come and watch this game. Probably one of the best, forms of big hitting we've seen in a long time in any forms of cricket. Four sixes in a row and a boundary in that over from Ravija. And Mohammad comes now to bowl, and it's a interesting action. And Jude, what an excellent teammate. This is the kind of player you want to have if you're a
Ravija
batsman
back
like
into attack.
Ravija. He scored at a
Ravija back
really
on
good
strike.
rate,
Let's
but he's
see.
also given Ravija strike because he knows the amount of damage Ravija can do. Ravija has scored 89 runs of
That's
33
another
balls.
ball gone up in the air.
Again, looks
There we go.
very
I think that's
high.
another six. That's
He hits it
another hit.
so high
Yeah.
up and it still ends up going a really, really long way back. You can see him smile through his helmet. He knows he's in for another career 100, probably one of his fastest hundreds as well.
Yeah.
Kritesh, come on, give us the stats. What is the fastest T20 100?
I'm not quite sure here, but I think this is going to be the fastest T20 100. I don't think anybody scored 100 so far in this tournament.
I think
So it
in
is
this
going to be.
competition, it is definitely the fastest T20 100. Obviously, in T20, the fastest 100 was scored by Sahil Chauhan for Estonia of just 27 balls against Cyprus. But again, I think there
There we
is
go.
another
There we go.
six.
Another
Yeah,
six.
that's probably the biggest
That's
six of the
another
day,
six.
and that is 100 for Ravija. So,
You can
um,
see Ravija is so happy. He's enjoying the
wouldn't you be
game.
happy, Kritesh? Why wouldn't he be
Definitely.
happy?
Wow.
He has
He's very
probably played
happy.
the best innings in this
It
competition's
seems
history.
just to mention that it seems very easy for him scoring 100. It doesn't seem to be like he's tiring or
Yeah,
he's put a lot
exactly.
of
And
effort.
and he scored
He's
what
done it very
four?
easily.
He's only hit four boundaries, and most of them were one bounce boundaries as well. 12 sixes in this innings. It might be
I think that's
another
another six.
six.
That's
My
another six.
God, this is brutal batting. I think if you're a Bangladeshi Legends player, just walk out to the field, save yourself the humiliation. He's hit 13 sixes, Kritesh, in this innings, all on his own. And Jude, what more can you expect? Like, Jude doesn't, you
There's
don't
no
need
job for
anything.
Jude. If you're a Jude,
Exactly.
I don't have any job. I can just stand there on the
I am still
non-striker
very
and just
disappointed though.
enjoy the
I was really hoping to
cricket.
watch Bulbul come out to bat, but I think this Ravi Jai innings has been good enough. I think it's another
There you
six
go,
over
another
covers.
six.
I think that's the game as well.
That's
So
the
four sixes
game.
back to back by Ravija. This is definitely going in
This
my
is
notebook as one of the
the
best innings I've ever seen in my life. I'm hoping I can, mentioned this to Funny Man. I think Funny. I hope Funny Man comes in and looks at this tomorrow, because what an incredible batting performance. He did say that he wanted to see some better quality batting, and there you go. I don't think it's going to get better than this, is it, Kritesh?
Definitely, definitely not. This is some kind of cricket you expect to see in T10s. Most of the ECN, if you're someone who watched a lot of ECN, you'll
Yeah.
know this is something you see in ECN. They score 150 runs, 140 runs, 130 runs in a 10 over period, 10 over innings. Whereas Ravija showed he can easily do it in a 20 over game, chase a huge target. Definitely, I would say, because yesterday we saw a team defend 133. So it is definitely a defendable target, but he made it look very easy. He chased it in 8.4 overs. You are never going to see this again.
I told you, Kritesh, after that second over and the way Ravija was going, I had a feeling that this game is not going to get to that 10th over mark. And we were correct. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about that second innings. He got over very quickly thanks to Ravija's 113 of 37 balls and Jude assisting him with a quick 27 of 16. But he didn't really need to do a lot because of the way Ravija was going about his business. Now, bowling wise, I think everybody was struggling. Sujan Mia got hit for 27 of 2 overs, exactly the same amount of runs that Mohan gave in his 2 overs. Pius, I think bringing Pius in for that third over was definitely a really bad choice, but I guess there wasn't a lot of other options that Dillover had, because the replacement Mamoon went for 29 runs in the 1 over, so it's almost like Pius was bowling economically compared to Mamoon, and in the end, Kuwait Swedish win that game with 10 wickets to spare. I think it is a incredible finish to the game, and I think they'll be really happy with the way that they've gone about their business in today's game. I hope you guys really enjoyed that match, and obviously, if you want to join us for the next game, we'll be restarting the stream for the new match, and then you can join us, and we'll basically be able to go into more detail about the players and the performances before that game as well. So please
Yeah,
feel
just
free to
for your
take a break.
information, the next game what we're covering is it's against Thundercats versus Trinity CC, happening in the same ground. It is the Falcons Champions Trophy. So feel free to join us.
Yeah.
We'll be back in about an hour, I think. The game starts
Yeah,
at
in an hour
4:30
basically
IST.
from now.
So
So
yeah.
we'll be back with a new live stream in an hour. So take a break, enjoy your time. I'm sure all of you would need a break from those Ravija sixes as well. And hopefully the second game is equally exciting as this one. Thank you for your guys' time, and hope to catch you guys soon.
Yep. Thank you guys. See you soon.